Good morning, everyone. On this lovely Sunday morning, let's go. Because I am too Bernardo to do it. You sure do. See, you do the professional thing. I haven't done that. I've just taken them and uploaded them. Hey, Georgia, you are. Thank you for sharing, Georgia. I have not done that, so that's like me this as well. And we were in our teens. Yeah, we were in our teens. Yeah. As the subject of the live stream wasn't even born yet, so there's that. If you really want to feel old, the subject of the live stream wasn't even born yet, so there's that. They were born the year after. So there's that. You know, we were older than Google and YouTube. Oh yeah, well older than well older than YouTube, because YouTube was 2007. Well, conceptually 2006, but 2007 anyway. Or was that Facebook? One of the freaking social media apps. I think it was 2000. Yeah, I think YouTube was 2007. Older than dial-up on mobile phone. Oh God, yeah. Oh. And yet, even in today's age, mobile phones are still fucking spotty in areas. When I go to my friend's house, it's really amusing because only in her house does it become signal hell. But only in her house. The minute you leave the house, fine. I think it's the insulin. No, not insulin. That's not what it's called. Whatever that fucking thing's called. Isolation or whatever you want to fucking call it. Begins with that. Oh, I know that much. Insulation. That's it. That's the word. Yeah, insulation. Yeah. I know some people are getting my wording is not right. I knew my wording was wrong. We are vintage. We are. We're like fine wines. We get better with age. Millennial for me. Yeah, I'm a millennial. I'm a millennial. I turned 38 this year. I'm a millennial. Hi. I don't feel like a millennial though. I feel I feel older with my body falling apart, but I'm a millennial nonetheless. But yeah, the minute you go into my friend's house, the signal is just wild. Where do because you see, the thing is we had the conversation last live, so I missed. I was gonna do. I've got a live stream from, not a live stream, a video from Roadman, and then another video from the 8th that was on the 18th. But I think those are a bit obsolete now. Gen X. We love Gen X. So those videos are a bit obsolete now. But those were the videos that I was going to play in the last live stream that was like 2 days ago. But I was, yeah. So I'm like, where do we go from here? I am 59 this year. Ah, cool, Levitt. Yeah, 10:38 this year. So those were, but a lot's happened since then. As far as I know, they've been. You're 43. No, not cool. I love it. You're 53, Kara. They've been live on Instagram since then. That I think, it's working out where to go because, I think BB has this. BB has this post up, and then BB has this post up. This is how we'll go. They was live last night. Yeah, they was live last night, but I think somebody may have that posted. Um, I'll read this out. It's cut up in places, but I'll read this out. So Bamba put this up. Really, that was 3 days ago. Really? I thought it was like 2 days. Never mind. Um, yeah, we're gonna get into that one. Um, but this was posted 3 days ago by BB. But then also, I think it's Frostbite has also put up a video because it's not just happening to BB, it's also happening to other creators as well. Um, I will explain that, Lady Far. I'll explain that. So, EOD, Alphabet Around Dorothy, is copyright claiming videos. You guys know what to do in return. If anyone else has had them taken down, please let BB know. So please let everyone know. Because it's not just videos. The EOD is doing that too. Now, of course, did I fucking remember to fucking do anything? Frostbitten Heart, that's the one I was looking for. Frostbitten Heart. So, Frostbitten Heart did a video. Is it? I just saw that fucking video. Was it Frostbitten Heart? Was it Frost? Was it? It was. It was on Frostbite's video. I just saw it. Oh, for fuck's sake. It just came up for me. So why can't I find it? Oh, for fuck's sake. You know what? For fuck's sake. But I'm sure I liked it as well. I favoured. Why when I like something or when I favorite something, does it not come up when I want it to? I fucking, oh my God. I fucking saw it. I fucking saw it. And I know I saw it. And I know I liked it. Fucking, I swear to God, TikTok is trying to make me lose my mind. I swear. It's trying to make me lose my mind. That's what it's trying to do. Has it been taken down? It might have been taken down. It might have been. It might have been taken down. It would be in my watch history, so it might have been taken down. But I'm sure Frostbitten has it. It might have been taken down. And if it's been taken down, that's interesting. Because it was a video about being taken down. It was a video about being taken down. It was a video about being taken down, so that's interesting. I think it might have been, you know, because I saw it. Reddit has a screenshot of the warning Frost. Yeah, Reddit has it. I know Reddit does. And that's how I knew about it. And that's the reason why I went to look. That's how I went to look. Because I saw it on Reddit. That's how I went to look. Because I first saw it on Reddit. And was like, I was like, really? They're doing this again? Why are we doing this? Because of course it's gonna backfire. of course it's going to backfire. Does Alphabet not realize that? Does Alphabet not? I think it may have been taken down. Because it's the one that came up for me. Oops, excuse you. It's the one that came up for me. And it doesn't appear to be there now. I think that video may have been taken down. Because it's not on their page anymore. Oh, did that video get taken down? Yeah, I think that video's been taken down. I think the video that shows about the account warning, basically Alpha was striking down Cantuas as well as video people. So let me get that back up again. I'll get this back up again. So basically, you know, EOD isn't just striking down videos, he's also striking down Cantuas as well. However, when it comes to fair dealings, Alphabet can't do that. Alphabet can't do that because it comes under criticism, and it can come under parody, criticism, and all the things. So I don't understand why he's planning to do that, because it will come back on them and it will get their accounts banned. So Alphabet's abusing the copyright system, which is against terms of service, by the way, Alphabet. That's against both TikTok and Instagram's terms of service. Yeah, I know. Alphabet's first name is very important. Yeah, it comes under fair. There's fair use in America, but there's also fair dealings here in the UK. It's fair dealings here in the UK, and as long as you are critiquing Alphabet, whether that's in text format on the screen, or whether that's like what we do, or if you're Cantuing Alphabet, as long as you are adding commentary to what's happening, or say like what I'm doing right now, things on the screen and things like that, then Alphabet cannot copyright strike you at all. Now, morning, Julian. He thinks they're invincible. They think they're invincible, yeah. And I think he said that if he was doing a subscriber only live, then it could be a violation. If he's doing a private live, see, this is where it becomes grey waters when it's a private live. Then yes, Alphabet would have a leg to stand on, because if it's private, then it's not public. If it's in the public domain, then anyone can view that. If it's private, then he has a case. He has a case there. If it's private, if it's done from a private account, and this is where he needs to be careful, because if he does something publicly and then makes it private, because I've had to deal with this years ago on YouTube. I've had to deal with this years ago, where somebody has made their live stream public and then switched it to private. You can't do that, because once it's public, anyone can view it. If you've made it public to begin with, then I'm sorry to tell you, anyone can view that. Just because you've then decided to make it private, it doesn't matter. You made it public to begin with. You made it public for everyone to view to begin with. He can't come up on my... he hasn't come up on your FYP protest. Not on TikTok, no. But he's doing lives on Instagram. Which He doesn't have enough subscribers to go live private. They would if they had the. You can go. I mean, I would need to check IG's thing on there. It's not about the subscribers. You can go live, depending on which software you use. He's just using the phone service though, so it depends on which software they're using. It depends on which software they're using, and how they can access lives on IG. But the what I was going to say. Oh, another factor in this is Alphabet really needs to be careful about what they're doing, because as of right now, right, they can come on and try and get people's videos removed, try and get Cam2 as well. Cam2, hey Mystique, get people's things removed. Thank you for the heart, by the way, Julian. Get people's things removed, whatever, okay? However, what they are doing right now on Instagram, doing videos, going live, buying bots, they are doing that on an account that they should not be on. They should not be on that account. They are ban evading. Currently, they're also ban evading on TikTok as well, but they're ban evading on Instagram. They are currently, as of right now, whatever they do on Instagram, whether that's posting, commenting, doing live streams, no matter what they're doing, they are currently ban evading because their main account got banned. They have not got that account back. So they are currently using their kitten account. They are ban evading. Did anyone see the deep dive on their diagnosis? Yes, Abby, I have. Hey, Pink Cat. So they're currently ban evading. So Alphabet's playing a dangerous game. Because yes, Alphabet can block everyone. But all people need to do is just create new accounts and just go, you're ban evading. Here's their old account. Here's their new account. They are ban evading. And their account, it's quite easy to do that. So Alphabet, I would stop coming for the community, because the community will bite back.
Thanks for following.
Thank you, thank you for following, Magpie. They will bite back. They will actually fight back and bite back. I need to find 2 to 4K to have surgery elsewhere. NHS takes the piss, but I don't. Oh, Alex, I'm sorry. Yeah, NHS can require a lot of money. NHS can require a lot of money. Yeah, they can require a lot of money. And that's the thing. Alpha was playing with fire because, yes, you can get people's videos taken, and it's to silence people from their lies. Because Alpha has lied about diagnosis and lied about everything. So it's a case of you can try and get people's videos and live streams taken down. However, you are currently ban evading on an account. So I'm sorry, Alex. Yeah, the NHS can be a pain in the ass. So yeah, that's been happening recently. He's been trying to take people's channels taken down. So right, this is Jenny's video, and I will explain. Didn't he claim to have PCOS? Sorry if I'm spelling it wrong. I believe they have tried to claim PCOS in the past. They're trying to use PCOS as a deflection tactic recently, so that people calling them ugly or whatever. It's a whole process. So I will explain this. So the picture-in-picture thing here is, you see Alphabet on the left-hand side. That is Alphabet on Instagram. That is the both. Well, both of them are on. Both of them are on Instagram. However, the one on the right is Alphabet and a phone call. This was done on a phone call. This was done on an IG phone call. By the looks of it, this was done on an IG phone call. Yeah, I know PCOS is in regards to ovaries. It is, yeah. But in the recent times, people came at Alphabet for shaving on a live stream and saying that it's not woman-like. Alphabet's response was women who have PCOS shave as well. So that was Alphabet's response. So this was done on an Instagram video chat by the looks of it, originally. So that's the reason why you see Alphabet twice. Morning, GJ. That's the reason why you see double of Alphabet. The original one on the right is the original call with the cat, with whoever Alphabet was doing this call with, and then the one on the left is Alphabet currently trying to dispel people. No, I get that, Alex. I get that. I do remember E saying that E being on hormones is similar to period. Yeah, they have said that in the past. Yeah, when they were trying to, you know, this is the reason why This is the reason why the trans community don't accept Alphabet, because Alphabet uses trans as an aesthetic, just like they're trying to use autism as an aesthetic. But this is Jenny's video. If this decides to play for me, is it going to play? Are we going to play, or what are we doing? For fuck's sake. Play! Today'd be good.
There we go. There's apparently Diva.
Or I could turn the sound on.
My wife.
Good morning, beautiful people.
Or I could turn the sound on. I could turn the sound on. That might work. That might work.
Let's have a quick debunk. Like pink walls. There we go. There's apparently Diva. Thank you, the real Bambird.
Leave me alone, okay? I didn't check.
Shot in that picture.
Okay, so Jenny's about to debunk the paint job, which, by the way, can I just also point out that this looks like it's taken from a landing. Alphabet's current screen is currently covering the top, but I also want to point out that there's a coat there. There's a coat to the right. It looks like there's a coat to the right, and also on the right there's a light source. There's a clear light, a big massive light source to the right. So either that's a big fucking window, as someone that has been watching videos on exposing influencers who turn around and say, oh, I just woke up at 5 a.m. and doing all this magical stuff, yet there's a fucking light source, a sun light source. Yeah, that's a sunlight source, and that's a big fuck off. That's a window, and you can tell that's a window. That's not a light source coming down. That's a light source coming from a window.
I'm about to debunk this bullshit.
And we're going to go through this as well, which is interesting. So Jenny's about to go through this. I can already hear Alphabet's argument, because I think the argument's already been brought up.
I almost finished that corner because I had to move the furniture in order
which is if there was a light source, right? This is where if this cat bed and this cat was going to be anywhere, it would be there. Because that's where that light source would be.
You're looking at it. So anyway, I did the whole way upstairs.
Oh my god, how?
What do you mean how?
Oh,
Because there isn't a light source there. Right, when that's the problem. The radiator's there. Because there isn't a light source in that part of the landing.
what you meant the other bed.
Oh no, I need to get Paul.
And the argument with people saying that there's a light source at the top, there's not enough light source at the beginning for that to happen.
I found a pole and it's my stick and it doesn't match with the roller. But look.
So the pink wall, very different colour to the apparent proof that he posted. But the pink wall in the hallway, only two possible places that apparent cat tree could have gone. This is one by the front door, not possible, because there's the radiator there. And here at the top of the stairs, in a very small space, it's not even the same door because there's glass at the top of that door in Maria's house. There is said glass above the glass door. Oh, and let's not forget the central heating unit that's also on that wall. You're telling me you can try and fit a cat tree in between those two units of the light switch and the central heating unit?
I have a different theory. I have a completely different theory.
Plus there's another door there. Plus it's a different shade. Yeah, nice try, motherfucker. Oh, and lastly, I want to thank Tess Tickle, funny name, for that video. Because without that video, I wouldn't have found all this. There's no way that a cat tree will go at the top of that stairs in that
No,
tiny
Lazy
little
Daisy.
porchway where the two bedroom doors are. Nice try. Good.
Right, and that's right. And as you can see, completely different light source. Right. Right, so my theory is there are two theories. One theory is Maria isn't living in Devon anymore. Maria is now living in London, which is the other theory that a lot of people are running with now, is that Maria isn't living in Devon anymore. That's one theory. Oh, fuck off, TikTok. That's one theory, right? That's one theory. Because that's the theory with that is he's turned around and said that they're helping them out with like bills and things like that, and that's the reason why he isn't going live so much. Somebody did comment in the chat. How did she get the cat all the way down to Devon? That's one theory. The other theory that I have is Diva looks a lot healthier in this photo than she did when leaving Alphaba. Right? So my theory is this is an old photo.
Thanks for the gift.
My theory is this isn't a recent photo. This is an old photo. And it could be a different cat. That's a third theory. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is a previous photo. No, this isn't Alphaba's house. Alpha doesn't have pink walls. Alpha wouldn't be allowed to have pink walls, I don't think. No, it's not Alphaba's house. No, Alphaba wants you to believe it's Alphaba's house. I think this is the previous owner's thing because Diva looks a lot more fucking healthier there and a lot more relaxed there. I could. The problem is though it's not going to show anything because it's somebody's home and it's got Alpha's pictures there. You called them out on Insta saying I was going to go to Enfield and they blocked you. Oh my god. That's a cancel place. Look at the door handles. Standard cancel issue. I mean, yeah, that is standard cancel issue, yeah. And the cat tree isn't completely different. Oh yeah, people said that that's the same cat bed. Oh, cat tree. It isn't. Alphaba's is grey. Alphaba's is grey, by the way. Bear in mind they follow you on TikTok on their other account. Oh god.
Thanks for the gift.
As I say, my theory is this isn't because I think this is a previous photo the Alpha was now trying to pass off as this. But, you know, good morning 79. I think this is the previous owner. They need to pick up Maria with Cat really to satisfy me. I mean, yeah. I think is how far does he have to go for someone to do something about it? I mean, I won't lie. Thank you, Shazzy, and thank you, Moonlight, by the way. I mean, yes, I can totally understand the anger. If you cropped photo or removed E, could I could, yeah, I mean, yeah, but again, Google image searches, to see if it would come up on, Gumtree, because that's where E said that they got it from. It could be a photo sent to E before E got DB. Yeah, and that's my theory about this. I think it's the previous owner. I think it's the previous owner's photo, and I think the call. I think Apple has recorded the call with the previous owner, and that's why you have Alphabet on the right of this. No, I don't think it's the mum's house. This is not their mum's house. No, I don't think it is. I think this is a still of the video call that Alphabet had with the previous owner. That's my theory on it. Yeah, I know. A lot of people are still upset by this, but it's taken Alphabet a month and a bit. You mean the mum? Yeah, the mum. I honestly think Diva just got dumped. Missy Carla, I like I said, I think they're on both photos because either way, either side of this, this was taken from an Instagram call that they've had, and then on the other side, Alphabet's on Instagram Live posting this to prove to everyone that the cat is safe and sound. You know what would also solve this issue, Alphabet? Get your mum to take a picture with the cat. Boom, sorted. Yes. All right. Only gang. Yeah, that's it. That's all Alphabet needs to do. Okay, Kerry, I hope you have a good night's rest. I tried the Google Lens, it didn't bring up anything. and it's gonna be difficult because it depends on what Google Lens says. Some people may get the Gumtree ad up, some people won't. Maria's had no doors, only bed sheets hanging and very dark coloured walls. They do have a door, but it's to the bedroom, I think. You know what I mean? It's, as I say, no, I don't. It's not curtain towers. The landing is a very small square. Yeah, it is, and that's the thing. This isn't proving what Alphabet thinks it's proving. And again, I think to me, this is the original owner, because Diva looks younger, healthier, and more happier. I mean, he is a liar. And if Diva was very sick, I believe dumped, and Diva wouldn't have survived much longer. Yeah, Jade, I know. But I do think that Birkin is also going the same way. Birkin's going the same way as well. So, plus Maria's has scarves on her overhead lights to make it darker. I mean, Maria does like it darker. Obvious Shazzy. No, he doesn't care about Birkin because Birkin's starting. He's getting tired of Birkin because Birkin's a kitten. That cat tree looks new. Might be worth looking for it on Amazon and checking photo reviews. I mean, as soon as Birkin gets bigger, he will do the same. Yeah, they will. They will. They certainly will. It's just. But this is Alpha for you. Which again, they've taken over Birkin's account and they're trying to take down other people's accounts. They are currently ban evading on that account. Yeah, they grow into actual cats. Yeah, they do. They do. He gets bored of items, animals in the first 24 hours, yeah. But you can see that Birkin is becoming a problem, quote unquote, because they're biting at their feet, they're doing all the things. Which, who was the observer, by the way, Alpha? This is where your lies are now going to catch up with you. Because you proved this as a quote unquote proof that Diva is allegedly at your mum's. Right. So who was looking after Diva when you was quote unquote being observed? You remember the letter? Who was observing you? Because it had to be a parent. Had to be a parent. So did Maria come up then? How long did she stay? Who was looking after Diva? Do you see how these two lies that you're trying to tell, that you had your autism diagnosis, which is a lie, we know it's a lie, and you're lying about the cat, those two lies contradict each other. You're having your autism, a quote-unquote assessment, and your mum looking after Diva contradict each other. They contradict each other because your mother is 6 hours, I think it's 6 hours, away from you. So, I think they're both a lie. They're both a lie. This is a lie. And your autism diagnosis is a lie. Good morning, Kathy. But you know, so I think Jenny's video does. Why does this show that I haven't liked it? That's rude. I did. Oh, it does. They literally are lying out their ass. No, it did. I was. No, you know what I was doing, Jenny? I was looking at the. I was looking at the Real Band Birds video, and I was like, I've liked that video anyway. I've liked Band Birds video. I was like, weird. But I had done it. So where am I going next? Where I'm going round the twist. That's neither here nor there. Did Common Sense Talk speak about this? Because I haven't checked his pad, to be honest. Did Common Sense Talk about this? Because we got the red hair.
Morning, guys. So I've dyed my hair back.
Dyed his hair back, really. So we'll go through Common Sense Talks. Morning, Michelle. I hope you're doing well. We'll go through Common Sense Talks video. Question for the people in the chat. Have you guys seen the Fact Freaks video on Alphabet's autism, faking autism video? Have you guys seen that? Because I have. You saw it this morning. Yeah, a few people have seen it. Should we go through that video? It's going to be Oh, you haven't seen it, Haven? Oh, you haven't seen it? Didn't show anything we didn't already know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. You thought it was shit. Why, Steve-O? Not yet, if it was in the last few days. No, you haven't seen it. Oh, we can go through it. We can go through it. Jenny.
To natural.
We'll go with we'll go through Common Sense Talk, and we might go through Fact Freaks video.
Do you know what is hilarious about that though? Some of your comments. I know you were.
The only reason why I ask is because, to be quite honest, I already knew a lot of the information that was shared, so.
Taking the piss saying that you liked it. But the funny thing is, the difference between Orion's delusional enablers in his chat.
I do have a hard time. I think it's because it's Fact Freak, but my mind constantly wants to go to Fat Freak, but that's because I want to say fast, but that's not. It comes out as Fat Freak, but that's not what I'm saying. I want to say Fact Freak.
And oh my god, it's gorgeous. Love it. You're on your way.
I miss out the
Thanks for the gift.
C part of Fact Freak. And it's like, no, I'm saying Fact Freak. But it's Fact Freak. Fact Freak. Ugh. Words.
Being blonde, the delusional fucking enablers.
But I know I'm saying Fact Freak.
Why did you lot were like, it's fucking vile, don't ever do it. And even the naturally ginger people in the chat were going, as naturally ginger, don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Real fucking people. And that's what you need in your life. You don't need a mate that's going to tell you look good when you don't. You don't need a mate to say, yeah, your hair looks great when it fucking doesn't. You need realism. You know, real can be nice. It doesn't have to be horrible. Like, maybe think about changing that. That doesn't look too good, you know. And that's where I've always come from. I'm not going to just say to someone, oh, yeah, that looks great for the sake of their... No, I'm going to tell you what looks good so you can go out looking fucking great. You either take my opinion or you don't. I'm not one of these people that are like, oh, yeah, that looks nice, that's nice. If I don't like your fucking hair colour on someone, that was my job as a hairdresser and a personal stylist.
That ginger hair does not look... Well, I say it's more like copper, but...
Prior... Looking at someone saying something, putting someone in something that doesn't fit and not telling them is not doing my job. Doing someone's hair saying, okay, that colour's going to look great when it doesn't, is not my job. So, yeah, absolutely. You can definitely tell the
patchy copper, yeah.
difference between my crowd of people and to Orion's delusional enabler saying his hair looks fucking great when it's patchwork as fucking anything. However, I digress, I could talk about that forever. But one of the things that we're going to revert back to his new cat and just take a look at some footage. The cat is growing up and the signs are showing.
I'm guessing people didn't like the Fact Freaks video. Well, I think it was because it was put out as a deep dive, which I can understand.
I'm gonna have to start hiding my feet. I don't know how, but I'll find a way.
And this is what I mean by Alphaba's getting sick of Birkin.
Oh, any suggestions like thick socks or anything? Because that is something I actually do not like about the morning, is having my feet like scratched to.
I have missed days of videos. Jesus, I don't go live for 2 days and I miss days of fucking videos because I don't watch unless I go live.
Rim. Oh my god.
It's a kitten. Well done.
Caught red-handed.
Would you like a cookie?
No, please don't. My feet are bare.
Get him.
Ow. You relax. Just relax.
Go on.
Good girl. There you go. Ow, you cheeky thing.
Orion, it's a young cat that wants to play. You hardly give it any fucking attention. We've seen it through the lies because it's all about you. I believe that you don't like the attention to be on your fucking cat because you get jealous because you're a narcissist, right? It is a young kitten, it wants to play. And a cat, it's a cat's
My cat is 10 years old and I still torment that poor thing. That cat wants to sleep and I'm like, ha ha ha, come here. I want attention, come here. Yeah, a few people have said that the eyes don't look right. I've seen that. I've seen some videos where people have said that it's like a new infection with the eyes. My cats don't go out either. No, my cat doesn't go out either, and I'm like, ha, come here. Yours is 14 and is still full of energy. My cat's full of energy as well. But I'm like, oh, look, it looks so sweet and peaceful. And I'm like, ha ha.
thing, movement under blanket, movement, erratic movements. That is what that animal is instinctively going to chase. Movement is going to pad it. It's a young animal, so it's playful, but it's an instinctual animal.
Thank you for the rainbow, Steve-O.
As cats grow up, their eyes, everything, their sense.
Oh, yeah, he said conjunctivitis. How? I read somewhere that he's not going live because there's a police investigation going on. Yeah, but they're going live on Instagram though. Birkin is clearly bored, yeah. Just don't agree with cats living in one room. If it's playful, make it a yarn ball. At least. Oh, yeah.
Senses are a lot more in tune to your and eyes. So when it sees movement, it's going to want to play and swat it. And you need to give it attention as this animal. It's fucking playing. That cat is getting older, and before you know it, it's going to be abusing you, and it's going to be exactly the same reason as Diva. You can see it already. You can fucking see it already. Now I'm going to show you. I mean, have you trimmed its nails? No, absolutely not. You won't ever trim the nails. Have you got it a scratching post yet? We haven't seen that yet. So it can actually trim down those nails a little bit. So maybe that when it plays, it doesn't affect you as much. It shouldn't affect you as much. That cat is trying to interact with you, and it's not doing it in a malicious, attacking, abusing way like you would like to state. It's being playful with you. Get something. If it's attacking your feet, pick up a toy, a dangle toy, and interrupt it with that so it plays with that. But no, you're too fucking lazy to do that. You do not have the care and attention and the emotion for anything else to have an animal.
Give it time, Jade. Give it time, and I will agree with Dean to a certain point. However, I've got a cat tree. Cat toys. Do you think my cat plays with any of that? No, my cat would rather play with my hands or... Although, to be fair, I do torment the poor thing. And we'll scratch the furniture. We'll scratch this gaming chair. We'll scratch the bed. We'll scratch the walls. Yeah. But yeah, I will agree. But the cat doesn't use the scratching post. No, would rather use anything but the scratching post. But I'm not, the ones I babysit love us so for scratch. Yeah, my cat's the same, and she's an outdoor cat. Yeah, their cats will use anything but the scratching post.
Show you a very different thing. My dog Bella, every time we go to bed, she likes to nibble my fingers. I'm going to show you the exact difference. I see it as a sign of endearment that
gift.
she loves me and she wants to play with me. And there's a stark fucking different. And you know what? If it gets a little bit painful, you just remove yourself from the fucking situation.
Aww. Yeah, my cat does that to me. No. Right, Shazzy. Aww. It's cute. So this is what pets do, though. Yeah, you can tell that the dog is well looked after, but you can tell that. Ow, you can tell that this is what pets do, though. Thank you, Lauren, by the way. This is what pets do. Oh, did you, Shazzy? But this is what pets do. My cat does it to me. Like I said, though, do wind her up.
Morning, guys. So for the first video of today, we've got fucking Salad Fingers is back, and
who's Salad Fingers?
At this point, I don't see how he can. Well, obviously, he does an appeal for starving people and stuffs his face.
Oh, is this
Whilst doing it, so he doesn't really understand. Well, he does understand. He does it for cause and effect, which is all this man ever does. But let's just take a look at the chest.
Oh, I thought it could be what's his face, Mr. UK official.
And then what came after it? Because remember, when he does manly things and people question his transness.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden, he pops on Salad Fingers as if that's a validation that he's trans.
Oh, the chest voice. Oh, I forgot to speak on that. The chest voice. Oh yeah, the chest voice. Don't look to the western sky.
Shit. Absolutely fucking awful.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I've seen Salad Fingers. Yeah, I get it. Did you see, I think BB put up a story about the guy who was on, I think it's Britain's Got Talent. The young kid who sung Defying Gravity. That was good.
It doesn't matter whether you sing from your chest, because everyone's telling you that you sing from your fucking nose, which you do. But it doesn't matter whether you sing from here or here, it still sounds shit. And that is the general consensus about your singing, Orion, that it is fucking crap. And it's the people that are feeding into you saying, oh, it's really, really good. Like the people that say that your hair's really good. Like the people that say that you haven't put on weight. Or the people that say your behaviour isn't wrong. The delusional people that are feeding into your delusional world is giving you this false sense of good feeling about what you do when it's wrong. It's absolutely fucking crap. Absolutely shit. It doesn't matter where. That's all I hear. When you sing from there. And that's all I hear from when you sing from there. Crap.
Fuck's sake, Dean.
Absolute crap. Tone deaf, doesn't know how to sing different levels of tone. You're all flat, one tonal. Crap. Absolutely crap.
Okay, so I've just sang in my mixed voice. Holy shit.
Oh my god, I just sang in my mix. You do realise you sound so fucking pathetic. Ugh.
Good.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse on Helium. Yeah, like, oh.
So that's it. So that's it, really. Yeah, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try and raise my voice up here.
That lasted long, didn't it? That lasted real fucking long. Like, real long.
And I'm loving it, to be fair. So, yeah, that's it, really. I think I just mixed my voice. So, yeah. In case you guys do it like that, really. Gotta really make it really nasal. Brah. 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 Anyway, it's very hard to sing. It's very hard to sing. But I'm trying to raise my voice and my pitch. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
God. They really are taking the piss out of the trans community, but you know.
Fucking shut up. So yeah. It felt really fucking good last time you fucking done it all for about 10 minutes. You said, oh, this feels amazing, I'm gonna try and keep it up. Within fucking 10 minutes, it's down the drain and you're talking in your normal man voice. It's an absolute piss take.
They could have had vocal surgery, but what did they do with that money? Oh, right. Yeah, and voice dysphoria means I don't speak to people anymore. Really, it's no joke. I get that, Mystique, yeah. I get that, yeah. Yep, up the nose, yep.
Just absolutely, it just shows how thick and how fucking just your followers are. For you to just do that for a period of time and go, so yeah, it feels really good talking in this voice. And then to stop it like a minute fucking later, how ridiculous, how thick are your fucking followers to believe that is any validation that you are trans? It's absolutely diabolical.
Because the new supporters haven't seen the train wreck and damage that they've done. Or they don't want to see. This is the problem. This is the reason why Alphabet Orion Doherty is just like the people that Alphabet Orion Doherty calls out.
Shows how idiotic your followers are and how idiotic you are and actually offensive you are to the trans community, to the people that train their voice to be higher because they want to be more feminine, and they train day in and day out and the struggles they must go through just to keep up that high pitch. And there's you cunt, every 5 seconds, well, not every 5 seconds, is it? It's like once or twice a month.
Because they literally went from autism to being trans again. Just like they went from trans to being autistic. Because it's their fucking go-to.
You attempt to put that and say, oh yeah, it feels really good, but yet you never do it again. You're just an offence to the trans community, an absolute abomination. You're an absolute abomination, and it's absolutely disgusting that you feel it's okay to sit there and do that. You sound like bastard salad.
You got a warning on Reddit for saying this, and the constant throat clearing is bad for the throat. It is. Oh yeah. I don't think they're going to mention that, Shaz. I don't think they're going to mention that, Shazzy. Because they got reamed for the autism diagnosis. So I don't think that diagnosis is going to come out.
Fingers, and at this point, you know you're taking the piss. This is the thing. You know you're taking the piss, but you know that you need to do it when your transness comes into question. And just, peak your little enablers up. Oh, I'm just going to do a high voice for the enablers. They believe that I'm trans if I just do it for 5 minutes. Absolutely ridiculous.
And people think this is good. I've got a message for you. Fucking quit with this song. Oh yeah, Julie, we've been through that. It's not their mums. I don't know where that is. I think it's an old picture. I mean, Steve-O, yeah, that'd be one way to do it.
So, singing at the same time and voice training, we're getting there.
You really are not. You really are. And you've been trying to do this for 6 fucking years. You do realize the longer you do this, the more your voice is gonna be fucked.
We're getting there.
Why are you using a word like training? Training would indicate that it's a period of time that you are doing it on a regular basis. That's what training means. You're training yourself to do something which takes time, and it takes you to do it, to actually do it on a regular basis, which is something you not just once a month put on a high voice to kid the kidders into that you're fucking trans. You sounded absolutely ridiculous singing. You sound absolutely ridiculous speaking, and you say, oh, it's going to take some time. Well, you could have been doing this 4 years ago, and you would have nailed that voice by now, wouldn't you? This high voice you attain to be. Or do you know what? You could have had voice surgery, like you conned out all those people out of the money, and you wouldn't have to do all this training, would you? Because you would have had voice surgery. It's absolutely ridiculous, Orion. You look like an absolute fool.
They're very
My God.
nasal.
You know, I can do that too. Oh, fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. Fucking. Dude, for fuck's sake. I get that, Alex. I get that. Yeah. Fucking. I can't.
So I wanted to give you a little bit of an update just regarding the case. There's still
We've got an update regarding the case a little bit.
things that are sort of ongoing and sort of going on to a few things, but I must say I'm quite disappointed in the Metropolitan Police. I've had to sort of push to even get as far as I've got with them.
Because they don't give a flying fuck. Screw the autistic community. Screw the trans community. Screw the harm that Alpha by Ryan Doherty does. Yeah. Screw the communities, alright?
And I'm just going to say for the moment that I am disappointed about a few things and a few things here and there, but I don't really want to go into it until I feel like I can. But yes, it seems that I think, as we've seen in the media, you can be arrested for 6 months for a Facebook post, yet some of the behaviour we've actually seen from Orion seems to be not treated the same.
And you wonder why people are radicalised. Alpha wonders why people have become radicalised. Alpha can literally call everyone Trump supporters, Reform supporters, all these people that call Alphabet out for Alpha's actions. But that's fine. That's fine.
As a Facebook post, which is very, very just concerning, because we've obviously seen, you won't know what I've sent over to the police, but the fact that some of that isn't counted even on the same level as some Facebook posts, absolutely bizarre to me. However, we've all seen him talk about terrorist groups on multiple occasions, and I have screenshotted a little bit of a reply that I've got. So I have just screenshotted one of the messages. You can see that it's an email train to me. It's got a picture of me there. So in relation to what you have reported about his online activity and support for terrorism organisation, an internal report was created and sent to our counter-terrorism unit, who will review it and monitor it. So they're going to review it, they're going to monitor his behaviour. So if he starts talking about terrorism, anything really sort of really political on a far left sort of aggressional, exciting violence kind of side, at least we know that that's going to be monitored. Any sign of that, that's just going to be reported straight away, guys. While there are disappointed elements within this, what I am going to say is how important the awareness community is. And I'm not holding back anymore, guys, right? I have got no problem with calling him a man, a he, a him, a Ryan, what his name is, because trust me, just knowing what I know on a few things, that isn't going to be held against me in legal any way whatsoever. There is no legality which is going to be held against me in no sense whatsoever. So the hate crime, all this hate crime bullshit, trust me, you've got no concerns. Anyone that's calling him a fucking she because they're concerned about that area, don't be. Trust me, from what I know, you're stating factual evidence. He has not proven otherwise to be female or any sign of transitioning. You've got nothing to worry about in that sense by calling him by what his gender is, what he pursues to the world to be. So it's so important. It seems that there is quite a lot of areas in where we need to, as an awareness community, make people aware of his behaviour and point out behaviour, tactics and what he does with his manipulation to new people that might not understand or just come across him. It is so important.
Yeah, it is. It's really important
that we do what we do, because I do think there's limited areas in which we can go to. We know TikTok, within a sense, we need to be...
TikTok aren't doing fuck all. Instagram aren't doing fuck all.
vigilant. We need to make sure that his behaviour is monitored. We don't report him for things that aren't, you know, we don't want to be falsifying reports, but the minute he does things that violate TikTok's guidelines, we need to get that reported. We have to step in. There's areas that we do need to step in and be very aware of and protect innocent people on this app, children on this app.
They don't give a flying fuck. I'm sorry, but they don't. Now, aside from Alphabet, TikTok had been sued because kids have unalived themselves because of what they've seen on TikTok. They don't care. That's separate from Alphabet, but we've seen that. TikTok don't give a flying fuck. All they'll do is just remove Alphabet, which they have done, and Alphabet keeps on coming back like a bad fucking smell. I'm going to say this now. It's gonna get to a point where either Alphabet is dragged by their hair back to Devon or beat the fuck up. Because people are getting tired. 6 years this has been going on. 6 years. And yes, going down the police route is an option. And a few people have done that. However, they just get out of it because it's just online situations. And yes, the thing is the police aren't, the thing when it comes to police things is the police aren't going to do much because it's online stuff. The law and police stuff aren't caught up with things that are happening online. They are dealing with things that are happening in real life. They won't deal with it until it literally is a problem in real life. That's the only way that the police will deal with somebody like Alphabet or Ryan Doherty, is if it turns into something that happens in real life. The problem is Alphabet will be the victim in that situation. And that is what Alphabet wants.
Thanks for the gift.
So you're in a lose-lose situation with that. So all anyone can do is just keep on calling Alphabet out. Morning, Fox. And it'll be so bad when someone does something. Yeah, that's the thing. It will turn Alphabet into the victim when somebody does do that. When somebody does get pushed to the point. Listen, I got writing, I've got meditation, I've got all the things in place for my shit. But there are people that, thank you by the way, Fox. There are people that do get pushed to the point of like, you know what? Screw it. You know what? Fucking screw it. Let's go down and beat the motherfucker up. Because the police aren't doing anything. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok aren't doing anything. Yeah, they really want attention, good or bad, and that's a dangerous person. Right, Vix? It is. It is. But I do get why. I do get why people get to the point of breaking. He has clearly never had a good hiding. No, no. They really haven't. We can just because we got official paperwork. I mean, yeah. And that's what Alphabet doesn't understand. Alphabet doesn't have the official diagnosis. Some of us have. We will turn a blind eye when it does happen. Stop it from happening again. No, not one consequence of substance. Yeah, that's it though, isn't it?
Need to protect people that are, you know, have been manipulated. There's only
and this is where it becomes a grey area in this all becomes a grey area in the sense of people in the current climate, in the current area that Alphabet lives in. There's a lot of vulnerable people there, from what I understand, right? And it becomes an issue because Alphabet is protected. They're not protected under the Equality Act, but they're protected because they're in a vulnerable position. They're not a vulnerable adult or anything like that, but they are protected because there are other vulnerable people there. And then people are like, well, you need to safeguard the other people. And then other people, well, then Alphabet needs safeguarding. And it becomes a great area because why? Because then other people are like, well, thank you for following, by the way, Vix. Because then, thank you for the heart, by the way. People are like, well, why? Why does Alphabet need safeguarding when everybody else doesn't get safeguarded? The autistic community isn't being safeguarded when Alphabet's lying about their autism diagnosis and saying, oh, well, now I get to be weird and quirky. We're not being safeguarded. The trans community isn't being safeguarded when Alphabet's taken hundreds of thousands of pounds. We're not being safe. The LGBT plus community isn't being safeguarded when Alphabet's saying all gay people are just drug addicts. They're not being safeguarded. So why? I get why people are saying it, but then also on the flip side of that, the communities that Alphabet's affecting aren't being safeguarded then. If you're safeguarding somebody like Alphabet, what then the communities that Alphabet's affecting aren't being safeguarded because you're safeguarding like somebody who is problematic. He believes their own lives are reality. They're dangerous. Yeah. So, hypothetical, we wait till he is out of the vulnerable housing place to actually do something. Hypothetical, Jade. But here's the thing, they will eventually get kicked out of that place because they're running out of options. But this is where I'm sort of like, why? Why does somebody like Alphabet need safeguarding? From what? From people going down and knocking them the fuck out? Okay. Okay. There are other ways to do things rather than physical, we know. I mean, yes, we do know. There are mistakes. There are other ways to deal with it. Bonjour, what's going on? We're just discussing, we'll say, safeguarding. I wasn't safeguarded when he triggered me to... But exactly, Shazzy. And that's the problem here. This is where I'm like...
Thanks for the gift.
I've seen other people say that he needs to be safeguarded, but I'm like, from what? From their bad behavior, but their bad behavior is causing problems elsewhere. But I'm like, okay, so that's not safeguarding everybody else, though. And that's a problem. That's an issue here. That's a problem and that's an issue.
an extent to what we can protect these people that have manipulated. If they're gone, they're gone. There's nothing more that we can do, guys. But we need to show the world what Orion really is.
What about the vulnerable people E triggers? They weren't safeguarded. Exactly, and that's
Thanks
the
for the
issue.
gift.
You know, E triggers a lot of people, and that's the problem.
You can't let that uphold of him putting on this fake shit, saying these false crap, all this misgendering shit. We need to be there to put that stop and say, actually, no, it isn't. With factual evidence in regards to that. But if there is any more information that I can give you on it, but yeah, just disappointed overall. I had to push in my interview for certain things to be looked into. When I was faced with just go to TikTok, I had to then push back, right? Also,
You have to push back on everything. I'm lucky that I'm able to turn off the live, but E triggers those who ironically want to help them. Yeah, exactly, Emily. Yeah, but then E's saying, well, you shouldn't watch. But then E has a problem when people... But then E shouldn't watch everybody else then. That also works on them. E shouldn't be watching the Cantuas. E shouldn't be watching other people. E shouldn't be lying about the things that they are. But...
I've had to email for updates, stuff like that. So just disappointed on how overall the case has been handled. I'm not going to give you this false thing because I'm going to give you a very honest review.
E should have been kicked. I'm going to be honest. E has been kicked off Instagram, TikTok, and all these platforms, and he should not have been allowed to come back on the platforms. When he's been banned, he should have been banned permanently. He should have been banned permanently, but they haven't. They are allowed to have the accounts that they have.
What it is, but yes, the awareness community, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue doing this on Orion, and I'm not going to fucking stop until he stops behaving and doing the things that he does. I was going to take a little bit of a step back for it, but from what I'm getting sort of response-wise, I'm not holding back. Awareness needs to be made on that prick until he stops acting like a fucking prick.
Not wrong. Exactly. Is there another video?
So Ryan took himself.
There is another video. As I said, I took 2 days up and I missed all the videos.
Foul, it seems, on another little.
This is why E is so cocky all the time. They constantly get away with everything. Yeah, and that's now becoming a huge problem.
Night out.
On out.
Oh yeah, they went out on a night out. Which, okay, so yeah. So the thing is, right, so they took themselves on a night out. So I managed to find the clips, right? Right. So the night out, okay? Now, they were meant to meet up with some friends to talk about Pokemon. Was that before the night out? Or did they actually go out? A lot's happened over the past 2 days, and it's hard to keep up. I did see some clips, but I'm like, did the Pokemon thing happen before the night out, or did they actually go out and go into the council and saying their mum was abusive and then putting them in a block? Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. I'm not sure. Thank you for following, Jay, and thank you for the heart meat tea, sweetie. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, it's
Buzzball. Oh god, I don't know how it's gonna play out. Girl, I'm so drunk. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you're not drunk. Trust me. Trust me. As someone that got rat-ass the other week, you're not drunk. You're able to hold your phone. You're able to hit that live button. As someone that has been drunk to the point of like I can't even fucking text properly, trust me, I still got the message that I sent to my friend saying, "Where are you?" And then the following message was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, what the fuck? Like, there's just a string of letters that just... Not even autocorrect could autocorrect that shit. He had one buzzball and pretended to be drunk for the minors in the chat. Yeah. Block with other people who have escaped that sort of thing, and then their mum comes and says, yeah, I know. E, you're not drunk, you're just pretending to be drunk for the people in the chat.
Have one buzzball, and I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna.
I don't know about buzz balls, but you've got to have some kind of balls to be going out with hair like that, mate.
I didn't put too much on today because I didn't want to, because I literally couldn't be bothered. Couldn't be bothered at all. I literally was like, oh my god, can't bother. So, it's good. I will keep you guys updated on how I can. Just sound a whole, like, buzzball.
This is exactly what he does every time and thinks we believe they're drunk. Delusion. Yeah, they're not drunk.
I mean, yeah, you couldn't be bothered. I mean, listen, we know you can't be bothered to take care of yourself. You can't even be bothered to put effort into a life-changing transition, as you you state that you've got this body dysmorphia. You state that you're a woman, yet you can't be bothered to do anything with that. So why would we think that you're going to take your effort into anything else? And it's quite clear by the way you look. You don't care. You don't look after yourself. And going out with hair like that, it clearly shows that you don't give a shit what people think about you. Let alone that, since the heat has been on you, since we've had this autism, we've, found out that you've been falsifying documents about your autism. We haven't seen you play on it for a while, have we? We haven't seen you act upon your autism.
No, we have. No, they have. They have.
This quirky behaviour that you've been going on about, we haven't seen any of that lately, have we, Orion? You've just been acting as you have been prior to falsifying your autism. So that just stopped all of a sudden, didn't it? That mad behaviour you were doing. You're an absolute prick.
Well, they won't do it in public.
So this is probably your first and only video of Orion today. I'm hungover.
We love the hangover. Hi, Sky.
I can't stomach the cunt much this evening, so I just wanted to do some awareness about the kids that are in this fucking chat.
Oh.
Late night shows under the age of 16, and this is where it's concerning. If we look at...
See, I don't know, all my shit, whether it's here, Instagram, everywhere, it's always set to 18 plus.
Back, all his behaviour, all the misinformation that he's giving, all of the behaviour, sluts, whores, sex, drugs, alcohol, the violence he commits on himself. There's been underage people that have witnessed this, and I don't think this is what people understand. His mods have allowed it to happen. He has allowed it to happen. And the adults that support him think that's okay. You're seriously fucking twisted in your head. But let's have a look at this video.
Diva. Try tomato sauce. Okay. I'm trying to make flavour for it. What's flavour?
So,
wait, what was that?
the adults that support
Sorry,
him think that's
I
okay.
wait,
You're
what was that?
seriously
I
fucking
saw
twisted
something.
in your
Someone
head.
put
Let's have a
that.
look at this video.
Diva.
This Blank's comments. Oh.
Try tomato sauce. Okay.
Oh. Scott is 13. Oh, okay, that's what I saw. Okay.
I'm trying to make flavour for it. What's flavour?
So already,
I get that
we've
mystique.
got a Scott who's 13 and someone that is 14 confirmed by themselves in the chat. But the most concerning thing is they've got the number 3 gifting badge. They're third in third in place
Thanks
for
for
how
the
many
gift.
gifts they've given Orion. What?
Oh. Oh, thank you, Laura. Oh, that bonnet is doing my head in. I'm sure he thinks he looks good in it. I mean, yeah.
Interest does a 14-year-old girl have with a 22-year-old man stood there not even fucking doing anything? It's concerning that why would a 14-year-old girl want to spend their money on him rather than buying themselves something?
See, vulnerable people deserve housing over inverted danger. Yeah, that's true, Mystique. Yeah. I'm just gonna put this out there. If he wasn't part of the LGBT plus community and he was a straight man, we'd be having a completely different conversation. 14-year-old girl in a 22-year-old man's chat. We'd be having a very different conversation. No, they wouldn't have got housed. We'd be having a very, very different conversation, and he wouldn't be getting the passes that he's getting right now. Yeah, they'd be locked up already, yeah. But because he's trans, I say trans in air quotes, in air quotes, and this is the reason why Alphaba is doing damage to the trans community. Because if this was a 22-year-old straight man having, one of them was a 13-year-old boy, so there's that as well. There's that added factor. So it's not just doing. And Alphaba wonders why this happens. You wonder why the community is just turning on you, Alphaba, because this shit is disgusting. And I have seen Alphaba's response to it. There shouldn't be a pass regardless. That's true, Kirsty. There shouldn't. Okay, Jade, I hope you sleep well. The thing is, right? Sorry, my scars are doing my treeing. The thing is, when it comes to Alphaba's, because Alphaba's given the response. Did they lie about being in danger to get a flat? How do we know? Alphaba did a GoFundMe. Alphaba's GoFundMe was about the danger and they're not being able to live with their mom and all that kind of stuff. Alphaba said that. So when it comes to Alphaba saying about the 18 plus, we've seen the messages. Alphaba's response is, I can't put 18 plus on because it takes me off the FYP. That's not true. And we know that's not true. We know that's not true. Everyone knows that's not true. But that's Alphaba's response. Yeah, I know, Mystic. You know, I don't think that they're in there for vulnerable reasons. I think they're in there just because they say that they're trans. I think that's the reason. Or they're part of the LGBT plus community. I think that's the reason.
Fake. Crazy, right?
This was a 14-year-old's user ID that they censored, which is good. Scott is 13. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, here we are. You can actually... Is that nice? You can actually see a good angle now.
This was on TikTok, by the way.
Not really, I'm getting rid of
So this may be a bit of an old video, but it still proves a point.
So people are pointing out that there's 13 youngsters in this chat, yet he's read the chat. He said about the wasting of water. He's like, not really, because I'm doing that. So he's read the
I had the bonnet though. Morning all, finally just woke up properly. Okay.
chat when that has been on there, and he's completely ignored it thus far, right? Just ignored the fact that this is in his chat.
Yeah, it is in the old flat.
Oh, shut the fuck up with that shit. Yeah.
You can't just say shut up with that shit.
Oi! No. Out. You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Watching Bad 13. Scott is 13. Which Scott? So I can block them.
Thanks for the gift.
I always have my age restriction on, especially if it's like...
Well, clearly you fucking don't have your age restriction on, do ya?
Clearly you don't. Clearly they don't have the age restriction on. Morning, Charlie.
Because there's 13-year-old, 14-year-olds in the chat, and people are pointing them out, like Justice for Children has said about the number 3 gifted badge. So he's noted the fact that this Scott needs to be blocked, and he said he's got his over 18 on, especially with the live tonight, meaning that the content is probably not going to be suitable for someone under the age of 16, right? So then he's confirming that...
Well, it's under 18, but yeah.
His content is not going to be suitable for someone under the age of fucking 16, yet he is saying he's going to block this Scott, debatable whether he did, but leaves the number 3 14-year-old gifter. Doesn't have any word about blocking her, does she? Because that is so concerning to me that a 14-year-old girl has been giving her money to this fucking pred.
You can bypass the age restriction if you just create an account or use your parents' account.
It just concerns me. He's a predator in the sense that I can say that, in the fact that he goes after people that are weaker than him, and he predatorises kids for gifts. He manipulates them. But if it's just absolutely shocking to me.
The problem with Alphabet is Alphabet has been called out for this numerous times, and you would think that Alphabet would be more vigilant with their chat, but they're not.
There's so many things a 14-year-old girl would want to spend her money on than watching that fucking monster stood there fucking washing a dish. It makes no sense. That's why it's concerning to me. It makes no fucking logical sense. It's not
No, they never have 18 plus on.
entertaining. A 14-year-old ain't going to find that entertaining, so why are they there gifting?
I guess they're lying about their age in their TikTok. It's like when you put like your age. You're right.
People can verify that.
Which username so I can block? Like, I think you should say that. Mods, get rid of them things. Yeah. I can't be fucking arsed with it, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Like, can we keep it chill? Like, I'm just sick of the, like, boring drama.
Boring drama, it's not, it's because it's affecting you and your monetary. We know that your base of followers, other than fucking fake bots, is kids and underage people with a very few twisted fucking adults that have got a screw loose, or they may be vulnerable and you've manipulated them in some sort of way. But there is a high number of underage people that are clearly gifting him, and he takes no responsibility. It's his live. He should be taking responsibility, and he's fucking muggerators sitting there and allowing it to happen, blocking the people stating that there's kids in the live. Absolutely fucked. The day that phone gets wiped from in and they go through it, I hope every one of them will get taken fucking down. Orion, what business do you have taking money from fucking children, you absolute...
That I don't know, Jason, man. I had no idea how they managed to stay there.
You fucking scumbag of a cunt. You're absolutely Vile.
Yeah, mine's always been 18 plus.
You sit there and happily take money from a 14-year-old girl. Fucking vile in every fucking sense. You look vile, you act vile, you're just disgusting, repulsive, vulgar. You just make me sick. You actually make me feel physically sick, and it ain't just because I'm hungover. You make me feel fucking... You're just dirty, mate.
I think that's the only...
Good morning.
Yeah, that's the last video from Dean. Hey, Welshie. I'm doing well. Yeah, that's the last video from Dean. So, I don't know if people want to watch the Fact Freaks video. Let me get that up, because I did watch it. I did watch that video. Wait, what? Oh, don't be a bib. Wait, I've watched that video, so why... Oh. I thought,
We've all heard...
Why hasn't it come up? Why? Rude. How very, very rude. Do you mind? No, babysits. When you first put your lives on, you will see a button that says 18 plus. Everything it does is entertain kids if you watch their baby. Yeah, Molly, it does. Only because I do know what to talk. It was probably, and I wanted to know more about it. Yeah, you can also set, Missy, Carla, you can also preset your whole account to 18 plus. So that it begins, so that even if you start up a live, it will begin as 18 plus, no matter what you do. So I need to rearrange some things because this isn't on the right screen. This is going to be a bit janky because it's going to be a bit wonky. Right, so there we go. Yeah, we can. Oh. It'll do. That'll do nicely, methinks. Oh, for God's sake, move. Fucking technology. Jumping on my door. Quickest way to get rid of them. I worship Satan. That's one way to do it. Yeah, that is one way to do it. Right, so this is Fact Freaks a deep dive into Alphaba's autism diagnosis. Well, fake autism diagnosis.
The phrase, the boy who cried wolf. It's a cautionary tale about the erosion of trust. But what happens when that wolf is a medical diagnosis? And what happens when the person crying wolf has a platform of thousands? If you've been a regular on this channel, the name Elphaba...
You mean did have a platform of thousands? Did. They kind of don't now.
...is likely one you're familiar with. We've covered this creator extensively, as they've done a lot, including serious allegations regarding...
Yeah, we have as well, unfortunately, because they just don't fucking go away. But you know...
inappropriate conduct with young fans, shall we say, as well as animal neglect. In the past, we've explored the fallout of her transition, raised fundraising. The distressing reports concern the welfare of animals. But time and time again, the central theme that brings us back to the story is a perceived lack of transparency, whether it's financial disclosure or personal history. The community has often found itself questioning where the performance ends and the reality begins with this one. Today we're looking at her latest episode, perhaps the most wild claim a new diagnosis of autism. This wouldn't be quite so controversial.
I wouldn't say it's new. It's old diagnoses, but at least they're getting clever with paperwork these days.
If it weren't for the fact she has previously claimed to have a diagnosis, only later to admit that it wasn't official. And yes, so this was her trying to excuse lying about having autism way back in 2024.
I lied about being diagnosed.
I don't think. I mean, was this 2024? I thought this was. I mean, it may have been. Alpha was done a lot.
Of autism, correct? And that's damaging.
They did blame it on Jack. They really did.
But I'm taking an effort into being diagnosed for it. I think it's fucking clear I'm autistic. Let's be real. And it's not that deep.
No, it really isn't. Because you're not autistic.
Self-diagnosis is valid in my opinion. That's why I get a lot of hate from, these situations. But I get put into these situations by haters. I'm so sorry for lying in the past.
As Elphabar's online presence grew, so did the scrutiny. And it didn't take long for viewers to see that obviously she participated in all.
JJ. Well.
Autism's Got Talent, as you can see in the footage alongside me, even streaming her own performance. Now, as I said, this was Autism's Got Talent, a stage.
Yeah. Autism's Got Talent.
Specifically reserved for neurodivergent performers.
I was debating whether to read that out.
Thanks for the gift.
Thank you, Darth Mohawk.
Performers to showcase their gifts and talents. At the time, her participation sent a clear message she was part of that community. She was diagnosed. However, as people began to ask questions, the story started to fracture, and as we've just seen in that clip, she admitted only under pressure that she'd lied about having a diagnosis.
So the reason why I said I was autistic for Autism's Got Talent was because I have been previously assessed for autism.
Really? So, question, Alphabar. If you've been previously assessed, that's not what your letter said. That's not what your letter said. Your letter turned around and said that you hadn't been. Remember? The AI letter that you decided to disclose to everyone?
Jack even said this on live stream years ago, and they said, yeah, I remember seeing something about alpha of autism. So Jack fully knew I wasn't diagnosed with autism. So it was both fault. It was my fault for going on, and it was also his fault for enabling that. But at the same time, he was diagnosed with autism, and he wanted his big break. He wanted to perform, because he...
The fact that calling me shocked. The fact that he back then is using the autistic community to cover up their lie, and they're still trying to do it now.
Never had an opportunity to before, so he wouldn't be able to go on there about me because we were a duet.
Just another huge case of Elphabar taking absolutely no accountability. Apparently it's somebody else's fault that she lied about having autism so that she could participate in Autism's Got Talent. But then she just kept rolling with the self-diagnosis.
I am suspected autistic. Suspected. I think I have it. Self-diagnosis is a valid thing in the UK due to the whole waiting list. So,
Really? You've had how much money, Alphaba? 350,000, if not more than that. Could have paid for your transition and also paid to go private.
If you don't like that, then you will say that to thousands of people out there that say the same thing as me. But the difference is I'm online about it. I don't get tested. That's what I'm doing. Do you understand how long the wait lists are for autism? Do you understand?
Yes, we do, because unlike you, we're in the communities. We're not using it as an aesthetic.
And I am so fucking blunt to people, I cannot help it. I will literally tell you, you're an ass. I don't care. I'm not looking for your
You don't need to be autistic to tell someone that they're an asshole. Okay.
advice. I'm not looking for anyone's approval. I'm looking for my own approval. I'm looking for my own thing. I definitely still think I've got it. I'm definitely suspected. I've been told I
That's just makeup and filters.
was.
So this is when Elphaba tried to self-diagnose constantly to excuse either her behaviour or the fact that she lied about having a diagnosis before. Let's look at Elphaba try and explain.
No fucking normal person would be obsessed with Wicca for 12 fucking years straight, would they? So you need to find gravity
That's not what you think it means.
every single day of their entire life. Over 100,000 recordings of having every single special interest. And most importantly,
I fucking hate that term.
stimming.
Now we have to
You don't understand what special interest is, and you don't understand what stimming is.
remind everyone that autism, of course, is a spectrum, and not everyone will go through the same things when it comes to their autism. I can only speak on behalf of myself. With special interests, for me, I know I definitely have one, and it's because other people have indicated to me that, for example, Blink-182 is one of them, that I will interject information about that band out of nowhere, almost like this thing leads to this thing leads to that, and that leads to a...
Yeah, I know, Darth. I know, Darth. Yeah, I know. Yet Wicked wasn't mentioned in his alleged letter. No, Moonlight, it wasn't.
Blink-182 fact. I'm trying very hard not to include one in this video. Look, sod it. Did you know that Mark Hoppus, the bass player for Blink-182, his dad is an actual rocket scientist? Same about dinosaurs. This is harder in the edit than I thought. Right, so we'll just get this out of the way. Did you know that there was a myth that a Stegosaurus had two brains? So the Stegosaurus's brain was actually the size of a walnut, but near its leg.
I don't think that Lady Nemesis. I don't think that. Well, they've had many accounts banned, but I don't think they're banned. I just think they're just not coming live.
Its back
Thanks for the
leg,
gift.
there was a big space.
Thank you, JJ.
Where they thought another brain could be there, because how could such a big creature only have such a small brain? I'll stop doing this now, I promise. For God's sake. And various other things like that.
Thanks for the gift.
Because Alphabet doesn't understand what a quote-unquote special interest is. They just want to excuse the fact that they just want to sing Defying Gravity. That's it.
Feels like almost a compulsion sometimes, that if I'm really excited about something, if I'm excited about it, I can almost hear my inner monologue saying, James, shut up.
Yeah, mine does that to me too. A lot.
I don't want to hear whatever you're talking about, but my mouth is
Thanks for
still
the gift.
going.
Mine goes to gaming a lot. Which is the reason why this chat turns into gaming a lot. Because my, interest is in gaming. That's the reason why this chat turns into gaming 90% of the time. I get that, JJ, yeah. Medical, yeah.
And if somebody engages with me who actually enjoys it, it is like, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. And
What's special about autistic special interests? Exceptional focus. Many autistic people can concentrate on their interest for hours, if not days. Deep emotional connection. The interest usually provides comfort, joy, and predictability. You're not wrong. Self-directed learning. Many autistic people enjoy looking for more complex information about their interest. Repetitive engagement. People may prefer engaging with the same content over and over rather than seeking something new. And this is the reason why many people don't like interacting with me, because I will refer back to the same TV shows that I have been watching over and over and over and over and over again. And this is the reason why I have not watched Wednesday yet, even though people have been screaming at me to watch Wednesday, but I have not watched it yet because I go back to watching the same shows over and over and over again. And I think I'm watching The Crown for the fifth time. My daughter becomes hyperverbal regarding her special interests. I get that, Faye. I mean, I've watched Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm butchering that like 15 times. Hey, JJ. I've watched many different things multiple times. And it's not just an Alphabet misses this. It's not just the one song, Alphabet, of Ryan Doherty. I can listen to multiple songs. We are the Fact Freak. We are. When the Transformers movie came out, the first one live action, I watched it 3 times in one day. I mean, I did like those movies. I did watch a video about those movies the other day, to be fair. I would, however, recommend finding a cross-stitch kit that is printed in the fabric rather than black. We are what we are.
I don't feel like Elphaba describes that sort of feeling. You guys will have to tell me how you engage with stuff like that below, because it can be different for everyone. But just saying that
Thanks for following.
Like a character,
Thank you for following the Fact Freak.
You dress up in green and you sing terribly on TikTok to bring in some money. You can't like farm a special interest. You can't kind of explain why.
If they had a diagnosis from them, he could get a letter. I mean, no, they've shown the letter, Mystique. They've shown the letter. Their quote-unquote letter. Has he changed their name or any details via default? They say they have. Whether they have is another matter.
It becomes a special interest.
And getting overloaded by loud noises.
That's not what you think it means. I know that's what you want people to think that means, but that is not what you think it means. The Fact Freak is about to explain what that means. But that's not what you think it means. Being told no, being screamed at by mummy because you've been a brat, is completely different than loud noises. Being told no by your chat because you're being a complete cunt online is completely different.
Now, people can say you've been into a club, no, but you get drunk literally with like every single drink that you.
That is a fucking still. I always get the best stills with Alphaba. I get the best stills with everyone. That is not what that means.
Drink anyway, from like buying from a drink.
Now, Elphaba is trying to someone being overwhelmed by loud noises, but you need to be a little bit more specific. For example, I don't like certain noises, but I would be comfortable in a club. But if somebody was to randomly start a vacuum cleaner or some sort of loud, sort of what I feel is distracting or harsh sound, without me knowing it was going to happen, instantly feel like, oh, what the hell? Like it triggers me like that. And I know it can be different for a lot of people. Some people just couldn't handle being in a club at all. I just don't feel like she knows what she's talking about.
No, Alphaba doesn't. Alphaba's like, oh, I can just get drunk and the noise is starting to affect me. It's not how that works.
And with saying that, you can imagine how surprised I was.
I wasn't, to be fair. I knew this was coming. No, he doesn't know what autism is. He's Googled what autism is throughout the years.
And everybody else was when she suddenly came online and made this announcement.
I'm officially diagnosed as autistic type 1. My letter comes in a few weeks.
We've seen the letter. It's all false.
So to anyone out there that has said I've lied about having autism, I'm now officially diagnosed. Thank you so very much.
Your boys have to wear ear defenders. Didn't we do a live, I want to say it was about 2-3 weeks ago, where Richard Tice made a statement about kids shouldn't have ear defenders in schools? And I wonder why that is. I'm about to go on a little bit of a rant. I wonder why that is. I wonder why politicians like Richard Tice are saying, oh, kids don't need ear defenders in schools. I wonder why that is, Alphabet Orion Doherty. It's because morons like you mocking the autism community constantly.
Who have been stalking me, harassing me.
So yes, you are having consequences.
Just so you know, you've been harassing and...
We haven't. We've been calling out a disgusting...
autistic trans woman. Please...
Prove it. Without using AI, without using doctored screenshots,
Thanks for the
prove to the internet that you are this autistic trans woman. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, you can't. Oh, wait, you can't.
Understand that. Leave me alone, right?
No. No. Because all of a sudden your quirky and weird traits are gone. They're gone, aren't they? The masking, which, by the way, not how masking works. Not how masking works at all. But all your quirky and weird noises have just all of a sudden evaporated into the sphere. They're just magically gone. Because you managed to unmask in less than 24 hours after this. And then all of a sudden it's gone.
These weirdos out there. I'm neurodivergent. I've got a
You're a cunt is what you are.
diagnosis now. Going on Awesome Scott Talent, I was autistic.
No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. At all. And you still are not.
It has proven so many people wrong. I'm going to get emotional, but this...
It's proven everybody wrong. Once again, when I did the video, you're just doing this to try and prove your quote-unquote haters
Thanks for
wrong.
following.
Thank you for following Omega Wolf. You're just trying to prove the haters wrong. Who's he calling a weirdo? I find that offensive. I know Missy Carly, I need high-res copy of the letter. I mean, I've got it.
This is serious. Don't ever say I'm lying about conditions ever
You are lying. You are lying, and you continue to lie.
again. Because now I've got an official diagnosis.
You mean the official AI letter?
Thank you very much.
It never will. It will never leave the internet. Like I said earlier, don't want this to happen because it'll make Alphabet the victim. But until somebody punches the lights out. Or until the police literally arrest them. Those are the only two options.
Much. Thank you. I had a 2-hour conversation. I know this is going to be a talk on TikTok. It might even blow up. I hope it does. I hope this gets to the right people. If you have hated on me in the past, so they're taking the piss out of me, I haven't. I've always...
Yes, you are, and you are still taking the piss. You are the reason why we get the shit.
come from a real place. I am neurodivergent, officially diagnosed. My letter comes in a few weeks, but I have been told I have type 1 ASD.
Okay. Type 1. Type 1. Okay.
High functioning. Thank you so much. All the best.
Ew. Ew.
Now, apart from the kiss at the end being absolutely horrific, there was a lot to break down in that video, and the internet, they reacted.
On my For
Oh yeah, we did. We certainly did.
You page that Alphabet has officially apparently been diagnosed with autism. And my thoughts on our community with the autism spectrum disorder. Or just autism in general.
Yeah, I know, Mega Wolf, I know.
Is, my opinion, is very disgusting that he's like rubbing it, saying, "Oh, I've got diagnosed with autism."
Released a video stating that they've been diagnosed with type 1 autism. I know this creator is known for lying. They're known for blaming their bad behaviour on mental health and neurodiversity.
Has got an autism diagnosis and is celebrating the fact that she has this diagnosis. And you've got people on the internet trying to be smart, but I think are just exposing who they are as people.
Okay, I'm going to pause that here. There is more. No hate to this creator, however, this creator really needs to do their research on why people aren't being smart. They're not being smart, and it isn't exposing people, it's exposing Alphabet. People need to do their research and ask why people are pissed off. Because Alphabet's been trying to do this for years. Has been trying to con the autistic community for years. Alphabet Orion Doherty conned an autistic charity. So Alphabet's been doing this for years. It's not being smart. It's calling Alphabet Orion Doherty out for their bad behaviour.
Firstly, I'm going to start by saying you don't get diagnosed within a year unless you go private.
Now, when I start to go out, I will have to wear my badge. I was called rude, so inspoke. I never heard them because I had my earphones in. I mean, sometimes I need to get new earphones. Mine are all broke, it's not fair.
My daughter has been on the waiting list nearly 3 years now.
This happened to myself. I got diagnosed within 2 appointments. It happens.
Who agrees that he's possibly ASD, and he's rolling with, I'm rolling with it now, I'm diagnosed with autism, PIP forms are on the fucking way.
So
I don't think Alpha was trying to get PIP. I know people are saying that, but I don't think Alpha was trying to get PIP.
Two massive points that people seem to be gravitating towards with Elphabar's apparent diagnosis is with the...
I reckon it wants to have the autistic label so it can bully all of us who are really autistic. Yeah, that's literally it. Look what they're doing with the trans community. I'm the #1 trans creator. I'm the #1 this. No, you're not. You're not Alpha, but you're not the #1 trans creator, and you're not going to be the #1 autistic creator on the apps either. That's the reason why Alphabet wants the label.
Elphabar said themselves that it took 1 appointment after waiting for just a year. Now, currently in the UK, autism assessment waiting...
There is a long wait. My son was on the wait list for a second diagnosis for 2 years. The first diagnosis took me 5 years. It can take... Ice cream, it can take a long time.
...are significantly long, with average waits for an NHS appointment exceeding often 17 months over a year and a half, and as of 2025, with many areas seeing waits of several years. The vast majority, actually 89% of people, wait longer than the recommended 13-week NICE target. And of course, a lot of people have gone through that. But as the NHS is not streamlined everywhere across the UK, there are also some people who have had the diagnosis within a year and only after one appointment, like Elphaba claims. Another big question was about the level 1 autism diagnosis that they claim to receive. A lot of people seem to think that in the UK, level systems are not used. And it doesn't take much researching to find out that that is the case. Autism assessments in the UK generally, now when it says generally, I'm sure there may be a couple, but they don't usually use the DSM-5 support levels, 1, 2 or 3, commonly found in US. Instead, the NHS focuses on needs-based assessment, identifying strengths and challenges to determine necessary
Yeah, the story said type 1, not level 1. Yeah, it did.
support rather than assigning a level. Now, myself, on my diagnosis, I did not receive a level, neither did my child. You guys tell me in the comments if you've been through it or...
No. Oh, but then again, as I say, I was diagnosed in 1992, so my diagnosis still says Asperger's on it. My diagnosis still says Asperger's on it.
somebody you know has, did they receive a level? So Elphaba thought that she could then come on and show some paperwork.
We've seen the paperwork. It's all forged, and we all know it is.
To back up her...
Yeah, I know. There is no type 1 or level 1. Yeah, I know.
...claim about having an autism diagnosis, but that wasn't clear sailing, as we'll see. Yeah, so Elphaba...
We've all seen this.
...started to post paperwork, and we are going to look...
We've seen the paperwork.
...at it right now. So this is the apparent assessment outcome. All available information for Elphaba has been carefully considered, including the assessment session and supporting information.
I was diagnosed in 2007, As. You got Asperger's on yours as well. Yeah, mine says Asperger's, which it's being phased out now, but yeah, mine says Asperger's.
The conclusion is that Elphaba's unique patterns of thinking, communication and behaviour are best understood in relation to autism. The features identified together meet the DSM-5 criteria for a diagnosis of autism, American Psychiatric Association Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition. These criteria describe persistent differences in social communication and interaction, alongside patterns of restricted and repetitive behaviours, interests or...
See, this is where, and again, Alphabet doesn't realise, and this is where I'm getting really pissed off, because autism isn't a fucking trend. It's not a trend for social media. This isn't just go for Alphabet, this goes to the fucking whole fucking people that do this. It's not a trend. It's a condition. Ugh.
Activities present for early development and impacting daily life.
I'm sorry. And we're going to go through the letter. The fact freak is going to go through the letter. But we went through something earlier. And I think it's in this video actually. Where Alphabet says that they were assessed earlier in their life. But in this letter, they turn around and say that they're not.
It is also necessary to confirm that these experiences are not better explained by another condition. It is my opinion that Elphaba meets the criteria for a diagnosis of autism.
Exactly, Omega Wolf. They do, yeah. Hey, Tox, hello.
Detailed summary of the information considered and how this relates to the diagnostic criteria is provided below. Many people prefer to describe autism as a difference or as a part of their neurodivergent identity rather than using the term disorder. Elphaba may choose the language that feels right for them when
Also, why does it say them in some parts and she in others and Mr. in others?
describing their experiences. Assessment information.
Oh yeah, they have said that. Wreckage, they have. On a live stream, they said that they were assessed at CAMS when they were 13.
YMS Health and Social Care were commissioned to carry out an autism assessment. The assessment offered by the YMS Healthcare and Social Care includes consideration of the person's current functioning, developmental and clinical history, information offered by the client and an observer who knows them well. All information is reviewed before deciding the
They wouldn't know.
outcome and future. The assessment was carried out via video consultation. Further information was collected from Elphaba. Elphaba asked to be addressed as she. I've got to confess something.
Yeah, and 17, and said their age ran out when they turned 18. Sorry, they turned 18. So I had to start the process again. That's not how that works. The CAMS would have carried on until they were 18. And how long did this process take,
This is
Alphabet?
actually the first time I've read it. This is the first time I've actually read it. Man, that is badly written.
It is.
That is very badly written. Why would they include something saying she may not choose to say it's a disorder, that's up to her? And they don't have to clarify that to her. That makes absolutely no sense.
No, they wouldn't.
And then they talk about
Thank you,
using...
That's their words on live, and there are videos of them saying it's... Yeah.
American stuff. They literally talk about using the American... That is so badly written. No wonder people started to run it through AI.
Yeah. He was 12 when assessed and dismissed at 13 by CAMS, and not a single mention of it. Yep.
Wondering whether she had faked the letters altogether. Right, guys, so let's do this in real time. I have uploaded a screenshot of that assessment page that we've just looked at. Based on this image, do you think that this is a legitimate document showing an actual diagnosis of autism? Or do you think it's been created by AI? So it's pointing out some of the red flags within the document: inconsistencies, typos, medical terminology not being used correctly, a lack of being specific, AI generated text.
Oh, just wait a Mega Wolf. It gets better. It gets even better, and I'm going to point out some fucking inconsistencies as well.
Text often uses generic descriptions of autism traits without linking them to specific, unique observations made during the assessment. And formatting. Official medical letters usually have a formal letterhead, reference numbers, contact details, etc. This has none of that. If you've ever had an email from your doctor with a letter on it, the letter will still be formatted like an actual letter.
Yes, Mystic, there would be. Yeah, that's pull up.
So I had a look at the YMS to see whether they actually offered an autism.
They do.
Diagnosis, and believe it or not, they actually do. I've seen a few videos on TikTok claiming that they don't actually offer this, but in reality they definitely do. Now, there was other paperwork, obviously.
Right. This is where, if we refer back to the beginning of this live stream, where Appleby was showing the picture of their cat, and apparently Maria has Diva, questions about this.
Dropped by Elphaba. This one's saying, why did we diagnose? Having reviewed all of the information gathered during the developmental history, clinical interview and observational assessment.
So first of all, morning, Rhiannon. Danny, how is he getting away with everything all the time? I hope he gets caught. Yeah, I hope so too. So first of all, developmental history. So Apple would have to give that developmental history, or Maria would have. Clinical interview. Where was the clinical interview, Alphaba? When was the clinical interview? So you'd have to, anyway, and an observational assessment. You'd have to do that in person, Alphaba. In person, not. Okay.
We concluded that there is significant evidence to give her a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. Although there were no reported developmental delays in early childhood and her mother did not initially identify concerns at the time.
I'm sorry, what? So where did CAMS come in then? Where did CAMS come in? I don't know, why Fox? So where did CAMS come in? Wait, so did you not go to CAMS? If nothing was suspected by Maria, but you told everyone recently that your mother filled out the paperwork to go with CAMS when you were 13. Okay.
The developmental history, several subtle but reliable early features consistent with autism. These included a strong preference for solitary play, reduced social engagement with other children.
Well, that's not true, because we've seen you engage other children that you've put out there on the internet. So you've debunked this throughout the years. Okay.
Early sensory preferences, rigidness around toys and routines, and highly focused interests, such as specific toys and later Pokemon and transport systems.
Transport has only just come into the picture, by the way. And Pokemon, you know nothing about special interests and what that actually means.
These traits appear to have been present from a very young age, even if they were not recognised as concerns at the time. It is also well recognised that autistic features often become more apparent during key development transitions, particularly the move into secondary school, when social expectations increase and environmental demands outpace coping strategies. In her case, significant difficulties emerged during primary school and intensified during the transition to secondary school, where she experienced bullying, social withdrawal, and increased anxiety.
Did you tell the assessor that you threw Bibles at people in your school, Alphaba? Did you tell people that you went to theatre? Did you tell your school, did you tell your assessor what you did at school? Oh no, you didn't, did you? You didn't tell them the truth. Omega Wolf. You didn't tell them the truth, did you? Oh.
This pattern is consistent with individuals whose autistic traits are more subtle. This, to me, just seems like an absolute mess. So once again...
It is. It definitely is. Can I ask, has anybody from their school or in their form publicly said anything about it? People have come out. If you go back, if you search back long enough, people have come out.
Again, that letter is creating not so specific.
But Wicked isn't mentioned in here at all. Wicked's not mentioned in this whatsoever. But Pokemon is, and Transport. Which, I hate to break this to Apple, but not every Pokemon fan is autistic. They're just cottoned on to, oh wait, Pokemon, you know, they're just cottoned onto it.
Specific language.
I would love to know what their peers... Oh, nobody liked them. Not a lot of people in their school liked them because Alphabet was causing a lot of problems in school.
About Elphaba directly, apart from mentioning things that are sort of stereotypical things that people say that autistic people have as special.
Which, by the way, I don't have special interests in trains. Yeah, it's all research to act, which is so creepy. It is creepy. He is very much hated. They were trying to say certain kids' programs were special interested. Yeah, certain kids' TV shows, which a lot of kids grow up with different TV shows. Yeah, I don't like trains.
Interests like Pokemon and trains. But even people claiming to be medical professionals came to TikTok to speak about this diagnosis.
I'm here
They've never once mentioned their special interest in trains. Nope.
as a clinical mental health therapist to talk about Elphaba Doherty. The only time I really comment on someone in the mental health community or trying to be in the
I did see a Mega Wolf. I did see a TikTok where somebody, I think this was a while ago because it came up on my feed, and it was a lady who basically making a joke of another young lady where she was like, "What's the name of the boat in Titanic?" And I fucking just a bit of humour for you there, but I was like, I had to laugh. It made me laugh because I was like, I was like, what's the boat of the film in Titanic? I'm like, okay. Which is, yeah, which they're obsessed over Pokemon cards, which is a collecting thing.
mental health community or affecting the mental health community
Hey,
is
Nick.
if it becomes dangerous. 3 years, this personality has claimed to have Tourette's, autism, ADHD, other neurodivergence, but it has been harming.
Magic the Gathering. I will talk someone's ear off about that. Magic the Gathering. Isn't that where, wasn't that the inspiration for Yu-Gi-Oh? Right? Wasn't that,
Thanks for
wasn't
the
Magic the Gathering the inspiration for Yu-Gi-Oh? Am I getting that wrong? He collects them to sell to money. I mean, yeah. I used to watch a show called Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids. Yeah. I think yeah, that was a interesting show back in the day. But yeah, it wasn't Magic the Gathering. Oh, maybe I'm getting that wrong. Magic the Gathering. I might be getting that wrong.
The community in general. Dual recently had a screening for autism, and they claim that the diagnosis was made there and then. That after an hour and change.
I'm sure it's been around since the 90s, so probably I just have so much. Yeah, Queen. All right.
Screening.
But actually, I think, yeah.
With, I believe it was just an autism quotient that they were diagnosed. This person has now been acting differently, being louder, saying they no longer have to mask. But when a diagnosis gets framed as, now I have a reason to be the way I am, it collapses the difference between explanation and excuse. Diagnosing is meant to help someone understand their nervous system, access support, reduce their shame. It was never meant to be a ceiling.
Or in my case, be fobbed off because no one gives a shit.
On accountability or a passport to just continued unchecked behavior. What this individual is doing is reinforcing that these conditions are a personality aesthetic, that it's something to pick up and put down and to perform. This person claims that being loud, blunt, socially awkward, emotionally intense, or weird is the reason that they are the way they are. They've taken their entire personality and summed it up with, here are my diagnoses and this is why I can behave the way I do.
I just checked my phone, right? Okay, this is a side tangent, but I just checked my phone to see whether my partner messaged me that is at work. And then I realized, nope, my partner is not at work, he's off work.
Person says things that are harmful, polarizing, and distressing to different communities, and then says, well, you can't attack me, I now have an autism diagnosis. As a clinical mental health therapist, that's not how this works. Diagnoses don't escape you from accountability. This creates a closed feedback loop that blocks growth. If everything about your behavior is just my autism, just my ADHD, there's no longer a self to examine. You've lost who you are. Therapy becomes unworkable, relationships become one-sided, accountability disappears because the diagnosis absorbs everything. From a clinical standpoint, this is actually a form of psychological rigidity, not self-awareness. It doesn't do anything for you. Alphaba said, I can be weird now. This framing is concerning because it suggests that a diagnosis was sought in service of self-concept rather than an emerging genuine need for clinical help. It implies that being weird required justification in the first place, which is an internalized shame with an outsourced label. That's not okay. It removes the person from the driver's seat of their own identity and development, and it teaches followers, the people that are watching this person, that if you are genuinely struggling, that only a diagnosis can give you permission to be who you are. I specialize in trauma, personality disorders, and I've seen clients fight hard to understand who they are and how they are. And they don't take a diagnosis to hurt others, to explain themselves. They want to work. And so when someone comes into the community and behaves in a negative way and attributes it to a diagnosis, it hurts everyone. And it also gives this framework that this is okay. And no, we cannot hold someone accountable because they have a mental health diagnosis. That's not how this works.
Now there was
Yep. And that's what Alphaba's been trying to do for years.
definitely some interesting points made, but you've got to wonder the legitimacy of somebody who comes on to TikTok as a medical professional and doles out advice. Surely there'd be something against that. I mean, this lady definitely had people critiquing that on TikTok. I mean, somebody said, I don't know why we are glorifying this. It's extremely unethical for a therapist to comment on someone else who isn't their client.
Doesn't have to be. This is where it doesn't have to be. They can give their professional opinion on social media, dangerous people.
In such a public forum. And in some ways, I've got to agree. Now, they did touch upon the fact that Elphaba has immediately tried to use having a diagnosis as an excuse for poor behaviour.
That is an excuse what you don't. No, correct, but it gives an explanation. It's an explanation. Like I'll say time and time again.
That's not what you said, though. See, Alphaba's now changing the framing. They changed the framing. I mean, I don't think she crossed the line. She just gave her professional opinion. She gave her professional opinion. It's Alphaba's fucking sycophants. Because if it was anybody else, I see fucking professionals giving out their professional advice on any other person, and it's fine. It's absolutely fine. But when it comes to Alphaba, oh no, you can't give out the advice. No, you can. You can. It's Alphaba's sycophants saying that. But anyway, she didn't cause. I don't think she crossed the line. It's just the fact of like, I don't think she crossed the line. I think it's a case of she gave her professional opinion, but Alphaba immediately tried to change it and be like, oh, she's transphobic, she's this, that, and the other. So guess what? Alphaba's sycophants went to her page and attacked. It's just ridiculous. But Alphaba immediately got backlash. So Alphaba's now trying to change the framework. Like, oh, now it's I was just trying to seek a diagnosis to understand myself. No, you weren't, because that's not what you said in the beginning. In the beginning of this, oh, people can't come at me because I'm an autistic trans person now. Nope. You immediately, You got backlash, so now you're trying to change the framework.
No, it isn't. If that's your opinion, that's fine. I'm not here to force you to like me. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to make a statement.
You made the statement.
If you don't like me, that's fine. Not everyone's going to like me, are they? I'm quite used to it anyway, so I'm not bothered by it. I will just block you because I'm not here for the negative vibes. Sorry.
She's also been claiming that she is now unmasking.
Oh, yeah. And now, look, they're not doing that anymore.
Now, if you're not aware, people with ASD and other conditions sometimes mask, which basically means they act in a way that they think people would expect them to, rather than just acting like themselves or being comfortable. People do tend to unmask if they are around people who they feel comfortable with.
But also, I'll let the fact freak finish, but there's also a darker side to masking that people don't talk about.
Environments they feel comfortable to be with. It's actually quite a process. It's hard to explain as somebody who has started to recently unmask a little bit over the last year as well myself. I didn't get a diagnosis and then within the same week was like, boom, I'm unmasked. Here's the real me. Because it just doesn't happen like that. It's also worth mentioning as well, some people have masked for years and don't quite know how to unmask as well. I've never seen somebody behave like this and claim it's them unmasking.
I've masked. Can I be weird around you or what? Am I allowed? Because now I've got my diagnosis. You don't understand how much I'm trying to hide the quirkiness from everyone. Like in 2021, I was like really quirky, but now I'm quirky again. So, anyway. Okay.
Horrifically for us all, you used to do that already. That brings us to...
Right. I wish I could just unmask with the click of fingers. Right. That's not unmasking. Okay, so there's a darker side to unmasking. You just saw the fact freak, talk about unmasking around other people. There's an also darker side to masking. People mask, kids mask, and kids spend their entire lives masking throughout childhood, throughout teenagers, even if you don't have a diagnosis, right? Because you are told to behave in a certain way. And then that masking turns into policing, because you're policing your own thoughts. You're policing your own body movements. You're policing everything about you. So then that then turns into policing every aspect of who you are, questioning every aspect of who you are. Questioning, hey, Caesar, questioning everything. It's not just a case of, oh, I can unmask and I can be weird now. That's not how that works. Unmasking, and here's the thing, for those people who have been watching me for a while, you will notice that I have subconsciously, okay, Lady Nemesis. Okay, Lady Nemesis. You will notice that I have unmasked slightly. And that's because I've become more comfortable with being able to use the mic, and that's because I'm able to go live. Not able, but I'm coming live more, and I'm coming out of my shell more. But even so, I still am masked to a degree, because I'm still policing what I say, how I say things. Is this going to be okay? Is that going to be okay? This, that, and the other. It's not just a case of, oh, I can be weird now. That's not how it works. It is mystic. And Hanny says, I'm not autistic, but I'm so deeply embedded in masking. Only a panic attack would bring me. And that's it, Haley. You know, it's not just autistic people. A lot of people mask anyway. I miss communication behaviors. I will be whoever you
Thanks
want
for the
me
gift.
to be. Swipe and that's it, Lauren. That, you know, that can happen as well. A mimic, not communic. Mimic, yeah, and that can happen as well, Lauren. Yeah, I do find that I've done that a few times. A lot of autistic people will do that to mimic other people's behavior because that's what's socially acceptable. We play out everything in our heads. It's yeah, Omega. That's the reason why I'm constantly fucking tired. I'm constantly tired because I'm always playing out some scenario or something. It's fun, not. As at the hospital until I cried, then I immediately masked it. Yeah, that's it. You know, Fact Freak summed them up perfectly last night when you. Yeah, they did. Claire. Sorry, I think they called you Clara. Clara Bella. The conversation I have over and over before I've even opened my mouth. Yep, Lauren. Yeah. Many different conversations. Yeah. It can happen. Masking is a shield and an armor. It is. It really is. And it's not an... this is the problem is the way Alphaba framed it was, oh, now I can be quirky and weird. Well, everybody has quirks. Everybody has quirks. And everyone's a little bit weird. No one's normal. It feels like it's a battle between head, heart, and body every second of every day. It's tiring. Yeah, Shazzy, it is. I can't deal with phone calls. I can't deal with phone calls. That's the reason I get my partner to phone. Even though he's autistic as well, he's better at it than I am. I even mask at home. Yep, Donna, I do. Even at home, I mask. Even at home. It's just a part of who... because you spend so many years doing it, it becomes who you are. But the quirks he then did after saying that are the things is... and that's the thing, he's always done that. The thing is, Claire, he's been called weird for those things, so he stopped doing them. That's not masking. That's just being called weird for the weird things that Alphaba does. No, you're right, Shazzy. We never get a break. The mind is a... yes, it is second nature, Ellie. The mind is just a tiring thing. I'm very honest. My honesty will make you laugh. I can be very... I've been told I'm very unintentionally funny because I have this habit of just coming out with shit. Yes, Claire, yeah. It shows that they can control it, yeah. No, Molly, they won't fool the doctors, although he says that they can fool the doctors. You're very charismatic. I don't feel like I am. But that's, again, that's my inner, that's the inner monologue. That's my internal monologue going off. But I have that all the time now. I stay quiet most of the time. I only let people see small parts of me. Yeah, I get that, Omega. I get that. I'm not very good at lying. No, I'm not very good at lying. I don't have the memory space to be a good liar. Don't have the memory space to be a good liar. So wait, there's a little bit more of this. I just wanted to talk about like masking and how it can, you know, the sort of like the dark side of it, because there is a dark side to masking and how exhausting it is and how tiring it is and how I was going to use the terminology of like religion and how like, you know, in religious not all religious institutions, but the extreme religious institutions where they do like thought policing. I was going to use sort of like the analogy of that, you know, like when you have like these really fundamental religious people where they're like try and police your thoughts of like, you can't have these impure thoughts, you can't have these these kind of thoughts, and they really do police those kind of thing, which is the reason why sort of like it's dangerous for that's how masking can feel, because you are self-policing your own thoughts 24/7, whether you are saying something wrong, whether you are doing something wrong. Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Am I saying the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? It is a lot to cope with, and that's the reason why the way Alphabet explains masking isn't masking. It's just an excuse to be like, oh look, I can be quirky and weird now, which, by the way, they're not doing now. So I don't get why they're like. It's just a strange thing.
The end of this deep dive, we've shown a lot of information which I'm sure you guys can make an informed decision based on it. Do I believe Elphaba? Absolutely not. But I don't believe people who've been proven
Okay, Missy.
to be liars again and again and again. Do I believe that this is another grift for money? More than likely. Now, I just want to say thank you so much to all of our...
Oh, the Factory has members. So that's James's video. I can call him James now. He said his name. It's not even it being quirky. It's being a terrible person deliberately trying to poke us. Yeah, Omega, yeah, it is. If that guy is discrediting that lady for her opinion, then what about all the old doctors on here? That's it, Donna, and that's, I don't think James was discrediting the doctor. I think James was talking about the feedback that the doctor got. I think that's what James was doing. I think James was talking about the feedback that the doctor got on her comments. I think that's what he was doing. But I don't think it was... they call themselves mad. They're just simply bad. Yeah. Was there something? I'm trying to work out whether there was anything else. I don't think there was, I don't think there was. It's laughing in our faces and trying to set us back years of being understood. And that's it, Omega. That's the reason why I lose my shit, because I'm like, ugh, we're doing this again and again and again. It drives me nuts. And Alphabet will never... Well, Alphabet does realise. I think Alphabet does realise it. But I will turn around and say that... wait, how far has that got? Ooh, that's downloaded now. Yay. What number was that, by the way? That was number 10. Oh, God. I have so many. Hang on, wait. Hello. Whoa, that jumped on me. It is laughing. No one with DB and G. No one with bad and good would be online jiggling moves at people. Well, yeah. I think it's goal, make us go mad, lose our shit, our sanity, then play big. Yes, Omega, yeah. And like I say, I was just saying that earlier that I think he wants people to go to them and attack them. Back in the 80s, autism was non-verbal, and that you're less than compared to now. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it was. And, you know, we've certainly progressed throughout the years. Gender dysphoria and body dysmorphia. Yeah, Alphabet has attacked so many communities, set so many communities back. Set so many communities back throughout the years. Set so many communities back throughout the years. And the fact that they are doing so much. Hey, BB. And yeah, including the gay community. Yep. We went over the fact that Alpha was taking down people's channels earlier. Not sure if you covered it, but in the letter stated there was no concern as a kid yet had seen cams. Yes, yeah, I did. Yeah. I did, yeah. There was no mention of cams. No mention of cams. Just looking. Hey, Sarah.
Thanks for the gift.
But good morning, BB. Yes. He's been trying to do so much. Thank you, Sarah, by the way. He's been trying to do so much. Getting people's channels taken down. I couldn't see Frostbite's, because I think BBU commented on it. Frostbite's video where it's been did Frostbite's video get taken down? Because I couldn't see it again. I thought I'd liked it and favorited it, but it's gone. I can't find it in my watch list. The watch back list. I couldn't see it there either. I was like, where the fuck has that gone? I was like, what?
Thanks for the gift.
Because yeah, I'm sure Frostbite put up a. Oh, it was taken. Oh my god, that was taken down. Shit. Yeah, because I was trying to find it earlier because I put up BB's post, and then I was trying to find Frostbitten's video to prove a point of like, oh yeah, because they'd taken down your entire channel, and then I was like, wait, Frostbitten's are also going after Cam 2 people as well, which is against terms of service because Alphabet. Right. Okay. So side tangent. We just went all over like the autism thing. So I have not looked into this properly. Alphabet's trying to get it done through the trademarking, right? Or copyright. It's malicious reporting. It is. It definitely is malicious reporting because we have freedom of expression here, which would. It's like freedom, it's like fair use, but slightly different. But we do have freedom of expression here. I just asked my tarot their intentions. King of Cups reversed. Oh, Mystic, yeah. So I haven't looked into this though. From my understanding, their trademark, because Alphabet has trademarked, their trademark is for Oriona. Not Alphabet, Oriona, Dorothy. It's just for Oriona, from my understanding. And from my understanding, it's not actually trademarked where they live. It's trademarked at their old address. They're trying to wipe their digital footprint. It's not good. No, BB, because we know, or rather I know, and I'm sure you and everybody else knows, when you make a video or anything like that, you had the copy. So everyone who's cam-tuning or doing videos has a copy of it. The character in the card is a shady figure with shadows covering their face. Yeah, I know, Mystique, yeah. It just goes to show how bitter they are. fair usage of content. Yeah, it would be the awful one. It would be. It's way too big to ever erase. It will bury them eventually. It will do. It will do. And that's the thing. It's sort of like, it's too late at this point. And I think the reason why they're trying to, the reason why they're trying to erase their digital footprint is because they've got new followers, and the new followers are lapping it all up. And it's like, God, no. They're trying. I know a few people are getting copyrighted, but it's a false copyright. Yeah, I know a few people. It's a false copyright, which that will also fall back on their channels because it's a false copyright. That's not how copyright works. But there's a watchtower behind the shady figure. I'm assuming that's you. I mean, I can be a shady watchtower. It is. I'm speaking to TikTok legal. Yeah, and but as I say, we have fair dealings here. I have a screenshot. Or I could just put it in. I typed it in Google anyway. Fair dealings. So. Fair dealings is a legal framework in the UK and other Commonwealth countries allowing limited use of copyrighted material without permission for specific purposes such as research, private study, criticism, review, news reporting, or parody. It is not a free-for-all, but requires that the use is fair, usually meaning it is non-commercial, uses only a small amount, and does not substitute for the original work. Which is what everyone does. I did not see CLA Junk the other night, no. Doesn't really matter if one account gets taken away. They have so many accounts. I mean, you're not wrong, Omega. But again, this is where, and I said this earlier, and I'm sure BB and so many others will attest to this. Alphabet is pissing off the wrong people. Alphabet is pissing off the wrong people because Alphabet right now is currently ban evading on Instagram, which is against Instagram's terms of service. Just report the motherfucker for ban evading. I mean, not gonna lie, I may have done it, but probably the reason why I'm fucking blocked. And 1 or 2 accounts. It's probably the reason why I can't see any of this shit, because I may have reported them. Oh well. Oh well. Because that's what happens when you report an account. You instantly get blocked. Oh well. But yeah, they ban evade. They ban evade on here as well. Just, yeah. I've done it too, and this video was of me doing it on my pet. See, I didn't think of doing that. Yeah, I know TikTok does nothing. I know, fuck, TikTok does nothing. I know. Good afternoon, Beatrix. I'm doing well, I hope you are too. Yeah, I know TikTok does nothing. TikTok didn't do jack shit.
Thanks for the gift.
Thank you, Beatrix. Thank you for the power of diamond as well, Welshie. Hey, Feral Fran, hello. Yeah, they don't do anything. They don't do anything because TikTok is just TikTok. Yeah. But yes, you can find the video that we just went over on YouTube, Fact Freak, which is interesting. It was definitely interesting to go through it. It's actually a refreshing era of social media. Nothing can hide in the Aquarius age. Oh, yeah. All things are coming to light. They're not making money there. No, they just want it for the attention. They're trying to get their viewers up, though, to make money. Begs bring TikTok revenue, so that's why they do nothing. Yeah, I know, Nick, yeah. Just seen a clip of E talking about pizza. Oh, right, hang on. Oh, right, I think I may have seen that. Wait, hang on. Let me go over to here. Nope, that's the wrong fucking one.
It's funny because they all...
Oh, I've seen this one. Yes, hang on. Yeah, I think I saw this one, and people were mentioning it earlier, and people were mentioning the PCOS.
It's funny because they all...
People were mentioning the PCOS earlier, and people were pissed. Oh, hang on, I need to fucking do some... I need to do some cropping, hang on. I saw this earlier, but forgot to favourite or like it or do anything with it because, you know, I'm a professional over here, not... We're all professionals, okay? It'll do. I bet he doesn't even know what PCOS is. No, but I'm just going to turn around and say the fucking irony that Alphabet's speaking like this is wild.
Screamed to me, oh my... It's funny because they all screamed to me, oh my god, us normal women don't shave.
Right, so, us normal women don't shave. So, that's not the reason why they're saying that, Alphabet.
Excuse me, people with PCOS exist. Surely you would know that, because you're a woman.
There's a longer version of this. Hang on. There's a longer version of this. Yeah, they are for real. There's a longer version of this. Who has the longer version? I know this Rebecca... Rebecca.18.31 has this. That's this one. But hang on, there's a longer version of this. Who has the longer version? Where the fuck did I see the longer version? Where from my memory? Oh, I think it might be... Oh, I think I know who has it. Oh... Do you have it?
I'm walking down the steps. Okay, so I'm going to a place to make friends.
Oh, no, but I will take that one, though, because, right, that's the Pokemon place. Right, okay. So, no, you don't have it, but that's about the Pokemon place. Where the fuck is the longer version of that? Who? Oh, you know. Yeah, PCOS is a medical condition. I know. I know it is. Wait, what the fuck is that? Okay. For fuck's sake. Is it going to be in my watch history? Which... Who the fuck has it? I have so much facial hair I do shave because I come from a family. Oh. It's just the way E describes it, but the way E's comeback isn't the comeback they think it is. again, videos I cannot find because I forget to like and I forget to like, favorite, and share the videos that I see because I see a lot of them. I see a lot of videos that my TikTok journey. The Observer might have it. Let me just scroll down a little bit. Ow. I see a lot of videos. The Observer might have it. Hang on, let me see if The Observer has it. Because there's a longer version of it, you see. The Observer. This isn't just... That's not it, I don't think. That's about that. What about this one? No, I don't think the Observer has it. Not from what I can see of.
Okay, so I'm going to a place to make friends.
Lip lingerie. Oh, the makeup, the makeup. We do live in reality. Was it the lip lingerie one? When they were putting on makeup? No. What were they wearing? What were they wearing? Hang on. What the fuck were they wearing at the time? I'll piss off.
I'm walking down the steps. Okay, so this is the hat.
That's... Oh, for fuck's sake. What were they wearing at the time? Oh, that's not really it. They're wearing the bonnet. They don't. No, the Observer doesn't have it. I think it was... Yeah, but I think that was... I can't find the longer version. I can't find the longer version of that. I thought there was... Because I can't remember who had it.
Okay, so
So this was uploaded 2 hours ago. Was it 2 hours ago or 2 days ago? I know, 2 hours ago. So apparently they're going out. Oh, so... But I also think that they didn't go out, so...
I'm going to a place to make friends. I'm gonna take my Pokemon cards. I need...
And Pokemon cards. Okay, so they're going to like a Pokemon event, it seems.
To collect the black and white Fallout Pokemon cards, and the Dress and White as well. Very excited. I can't wait.
So I think this was yesterday. I think that was yesterday, and they said they didn't go in the end. Yeah, I didn't. I went in the end.
Because this needs to go.
Ah, right. I think this is where the longer video comes in. I think this is maybe where I saw it, because this is where the shaving bit comes in. I may have been watching this.
Shaved.
We have shaving, then we have the Birkin, which, as I say, I watch a lot of videos, alright? So they're going out to watch Pokemon. Oh no, going to see. Basically, it's a collector's event, which a lot of people had a lot of issues with.
Okay, so this still looks so far. Glow. Oh my god. By Mitchell. It's just an easy glow, like.
So yeah, they did all their makeup. They didn't do any laser. No.
Oh, that's actually so good.
I'm using a lip stain, but this is not the one I want to use. I found it, okay.
Were they in a hurry or something?
Love that. I'm going to apply this, then a shimmer.
Okay.
In my eyes. Because we're not putting on too much makeup, but we want to look really nice and bright, do you know what I mean? Brush. Just to add a bit of, you know, hey. I'm literally just brushing my brows.
You mean blocking your brows?
And this is my makeup for the sun. Lip gloss. Perfume I'm wearing is Valentino. Love. Foundation. We're not doing foundation today. Made by Mitchell on my face. It's actually a primer, but I love the glow on it.
It's a tint, but okay.
I love it. Okay, so I've decided to go tomorrow because one.
They decided to go today. Yeah, so they decided to go today, actually.
I've got anxiety. So I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm going to be doing this because, yeah, it's sunset. I literally could have gone out today, but I didn't, so, yeah. It's fine. Oh my god. Okay. You can do this. You can do this. We're on the hunt for the Echo Falls as well, because I need to get that as well.
So you just...
I'm out. I've gone to smell perfume. That's what I do. Low-key loving the hat right now, can't lie. So I've ended up in Greg's. Okay, I'm having a Greg's sausage roll. And my first matcha latte. That's quite nice. I love.
Got anxiety yet went out shopping with no problems. Yeah. So they cancelled on their new friend and went and bought food and alcohol. I get that, Mystique. Yeah, I fully understand that. Really, Hayley? I haven't tried matcha. Which is coffee, and he said they don't like coffee. I mean, yeah, there is that as well. So, yeah.
Thanks for the gift.
Yeah. Girl, what the fuck are we doing here? So they turned around and said, they're going to meet a friend because they wanted to trade Pokemon cards. But they changed their mind because of anxiety, but then went out. Make it make sense, because it doesn't. So this...
It's funny because it...
So this must have happened the day before then, I think. So this must have happened the day before then, right? This must have happened the day before.
It all screamed to me, oh my god, us normal women don't shave. Excuse me, people with PCOS exist. Surely you would know that, because you're a woman.
Considering the shit that you've said about women with PCOS and the shit that you've said about women, that's not the comeback you think it is. Although that may have been during the night. Because that might be during the night time. Because they're wearing the same top. Whereas they started out in the white top. They started out in the white top, so. So the Pokemon event, or they're going to meet a friend for friends. They're going to go today, apparently. which I don't think that's going to happen. I have a feeling that that's not happening. Just a feeling I'm getting. But you know. But yeah, I think the Pokemon...
Thanks for the gift.
The Pokemon thing happened, and then they didn't go, so they went out and got food, a drink, and supposedly alcohol. And then the thing about PCOS came when people were like, well, why are you shaving online? Women don't shave. Because again, Alphabet is being questioned about them being trans. Because trans women wouldn't do this stuff online. But again, you know... making a mockery of the trans community again, which they do on a fucking daily basis. Ooh, I've got a song for everyone. It's an alcoholic. Heck, I don't even drink like that thing does. I mean, yeah, it definitely is an alcoholic. I've got a song for everyone. This song is being sampled from the amount. So this one was from... Oh, fucking... Don't do this to me. So this was from 6 hours ago. Sorry, it's a long one. So this is a long one.
I'm in disbelief myself.
That's one way to start this off. Apparently, Alphabet is in disbelief. Okay. I mean, we're still in disbelief with that fucking hair, but you're still trying to rock it. Hey, the resistance of Orion. Hello.
And it's really lovely because it's so nice to just give you content like an actual person would, you know what I mean? Like, what TikTok's about. Like, that's what TikTok should be about. It's like...
Girl, you want to call that content? Okay. It is you. You were summoned by Sophie.
Vlogs and dancing, singing, art, day in the life vibes, you know, that kind of stuff. Really entertaining, good stuff that uplifts you or makes you feel safe and okay. That's literally what we all need to have, you know what I mean? And also, in my opinion, TikTok Live will drive anybody crazy, even the night.
Doesn't drive me crazy. You drive me crazy, but TikTok Live doesn't drive me crazy.
Nicest person in the entire world, and that is just how it is. And it was so damaging to me. It was so damaging, and I damaged a lot of other people. And
You still are, by still trying to claim that you're autistic and being trans. Still trying to claim this shit. So, nothing's changed just because you dyed your hair and trying to pass yourself up as a makeup influencer doesn't mean you've changed.
taking a step back and getting off it was the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. It really was. Oh my god.
Yet they're doing TikTok live, not Instagram lives. Okay then.
I could literally cry. I feel so free. I feel like I can be me. I can just be who I am. I can sing in my chest voice without judgment. I can literally be who I want to be. And I can focus on who I am now and do a lot.
Being a complete twat on the internet. You do realise the majority of us just want you to fuck off. Right? You do realise this. The internet wants you to fuck off. But you won't.
Self-reflecting.
No, I don't think they're off by their own choice, but hey ho.
And come back stronger than ever, maybe one day. But hell no, not right now. Oh my god. Have you not, like, it's so toxic on there. So toxic. And also, like, I just like the good vibes, you know what I mean? Like, I've never really been interested in money.
Bullshit. Says the person who's buying butts on Instagram so that you can get money up Instagram. Crying because you lost your Instagram account. Your big, massive Instagram account. Fucking liar.
It's more so of money along the way has been great, but I've always wanted just to talk to people, you know, because I'm terrible at making friends. Terrible.
No, you're terrible at keeping friends. There's a difference. You're terrible at keeping up the lies. You're awful at trying to manipulate people. No, they don't get paid for the Instagram lives. No, they don't get paid. They're trying it though. They're trying to do that.
I would talk over someone, and then I get conscious about talking over someone. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry for talking over you. Then I have to always say, I'm so sorry for talking all over you, because I want to try and like, be like, oh my god, and then they talk, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then I'm terrible. Honestly,
Who you trying to copy, Alphabet? Nice to know you've been watching people's lives and you're trying to copy people.
the worst. Brick says TikTok is the most toxic place for anyone, and people, literally, 1,000,000%. And
No, it isn't. TikTok isn't toxic. You are toxic. You are.
before TikTok, I was actually a really nice person. It's just that people put me
No, you really wasn't. And people have come out and said you wasn't a nice person.
into such horrible situations, and I'm now better, but
People are not putting you in situations, Alphabet. You are putting yourself in situations by making fake documents. Trying to fake autism. Being a fake trans person. Scamming people.
you know, it's not cool to do that.
I know, right, Omega? He literally blames everyone else but themselves for everything. Yeah?
And it's not cool to try and ruin someone's life. It's not fair on them at all. And I even say that to anyone on TikTok who does TikTok Live who are destroying themselves, because it's not good to see them.
Girl, I'm not destroying myself. And I'm not destroying your life. You are destroying your life. You have done that.
And it's not nice, and it's so damaging, and for other people, because you can see other people on TikTok Live doing all, like, fucking up themselves and just doing all kind of crazy stuff, and it's like, I look back on stuff I did, and I'm like, holy...
You still do. Not did, Alphabet. Still do. This is what abusers do all the time. They try and separate themselves from their actions. Oh, that's what I did in the past. Are we talking about the past 5 minutes or the past 5 years? Oh, in your case, it's the same pattern of behaviour over the past 5 years.
You fucking shit, I'm so sorry. Like, I actually am. Because it's no videos I'll get it.
So that was 1.6 hours ago. Then we've got this one that was posted 52 minutes ago.
I might even go back to TikTok Live. Well, guys, I have a really funny video coming out soon. Do you want to see the video? That is ready. Guys, I bought soap. I got given this soap, so I'm gonna...
So you didn't buy the soap, you got given the soap.
Thanks for following.
Like, take the piss. Because people love to do that, so I'm gonna do it. I make money from it. It'll be so fun.
So you just want the drama then? dumbass.
Because people are like, oh my gosh, you never buy soap. Well, I literally have soap, so I'm going to do that for fun.
So then, therefore, you're just coming back to TikTok to cause drama. And you wonder why you're getting the reactions that you are. Dumbass. I don't think... People have said that it's a woman's refuge. I don't think it is.
Actually good soap, to be fair. It's high quality. So... Take on the Twitch. Thank you. I don't mean to be so entertaining about it, just be me, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they got given the bar soap. That's what they said.
But yeah.
Don't know, Amy.
You always gotta have the odd one, you know what I mean? Oh my god, babe, what happened to your hair? Are you okay? No, I'm literally on fire. I'm joking. The soaps from Lush are always good in my opinion. Oh yeah, no, they're very good. What is your favourite one? Tell lies, I'm sorry, but they just...
Oh, okay.
Too toxic on like, it's like a Reddit, but in real, like, on TikTok, do you know what I mean? It's like a Tattle Life, but on TikTok, is what it's giving. Because it's gone...
Because people call your ass out. Because people are tired of your lies.
So crazy. Not even just me, like loads of other people. It's just become so toxic, and people have, because reports are not being taken seriously by TikTok, people are getting more like...
Oh, you mean the reports that you're putting in? The false reporting that you are putting in.
power happy, as we could say, to insult others and to be rude. So, yeah.
You mean like you've been doing your entire TikTok existence?
But yeah, that's it really.
They have done Mystique. They've come after Jackie and EQ, calling them men and misgendering them, and oh yeah, when it's Alphaba doing it, it's okay for Alphaba to do it. Yeah, I think Alphaba's living in assisted living.
Ginger, maybe. I'm just gonna wipe this off.
Yeah, the witch episode in Black Mirror.
This needs to come on. Literally, yeah. First make a new account, people would find me anyway because I'm so well known. That's not even a lie. That's just true.
You're well known for all the wrong reasons, Alphaba. What drives me mad is he lives in a place and we got homeless people and soldiers living on the street. I know. I know.
Let's say. So it's very easy to find me with my face.
You mean you put your stuff out there for everyone to see? You did that, Alphaba. You.
So they would, if I was to go on a burner account, they would just know it's me.
Because you give yourself away. Because you're the only person that supports you. None of your supporters come into anybody else's live or videos or anything like that because they know that you're a wrong un. They know it. The evidence is out there.
Which is annoying, but that's life. Alphabet, what do I do? I just got mad and played and got cheated on. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my god. That is horrible. Well, my advice to you is eat a lot of fucking food.
Kind of advice is that? Kind of advice. Wait, what the fuck? What?
I just got mad and played and got cheated on. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my
So
god.
they got cheated on. So Alphaba's advice is.
God.
Okay.
That is
I hope they take that back.
horrible. Well, my advice to you is eat a lot of fucking food. And don't even worry about it.
I think the person turned around and said they gained weight and then got cheated on, or they lost weight. And Alphaba's advice is eat. That's not the fucking advice.
Treat yourself to a chocolate cake and McDonald's and you'll be fine.
No, they won't. Fucking kind of advice is this?
Because food is better than men, and I always will say that. Because food is always guaranteed. When you get food, it's serotonin.
Chocolate cake. Again, this is the reason why people have a problem with you. Because chocolate cake and McDonald's. Oh my god. That is not how any of that works. Oh, for fuck's sake. The fucking... It's not really good for someone who's got IBS. No, it isn't. But remember, Alphabet doesn't have IBS, even though they claim that they have. Oh, the fucking... Oh, God. That's not good advice. I think they're trying to convince themselves. They're trying to convince themselves because no man would go anywhere near that unless they just wanted a quick shag. Fuck's sake. What? Oh. Huh. You know who has this in full? The Observer. The Observer has all this in full on their YouTube channel. I just looked. I just got a notification for it. Oh god, that's not good advice at all. Oh, fucking hell. Fuck's sake, that's not good advice whatsoever. But hey, did we really think he was going to give out good advice at all? At all? Did we really think he was going to give out good advice whatsoever? No. Yeah, not at all. So, ow. Oh, here's a